By Ming's world, the atmosphere became tense. No one can imagine that Uzumaki arranged everything in place overnight. The picture of Shimura Danzo chatting with Myanmar was taken by Uzumaki Kuraning as a photo and left evidence. All that's left is to wait until Sanagakure's men come and take Uzumaki away. Myanmar is about to start his action. Stimulate. Some are happy and some are sad. The ninjas who had nothing to do with themselves were full of expectations. They really want to know whether Haiming's plan will succeed. And, how on earth did he make Tsunade lose his prestige as Hokage? The next day, Hokage office. Tsunade's expression is not good, as if he is going to get angry. Shizune, the village has just stabilized, and I just took a few comfortable hot springs and drank a few drinks. Why is there such a big mess in Sanagakure again? Looking at the urgent report in his hand, Tsunade angrily threw the letter to Shizune. A gigantic deep pit suddenly appeared in the Sanagakure desert area? Isn't it caused by the collapse of the desert? Shizune seriously looked at the emergency report in his hand and said strangely, they actually want us Konoha village to send ninjas to support them to investigate this matter together? Tsunade was irritated and sighed. The emissary of Sanagakure seems to be on the way to Konoha village. It seems that things are not caused by the collapse of the desert as you said. Otherwise, Sanagakure can't be in such a hurry. Tsunade bit his lip lightly, thinking for a long time, unable to figure out who did it. Could it be Akatsuki? Tsunade muttered in confusion. At this time, the door of the office was knocked. Please come in. After the door opened, Tamari walked in slowly with a star fan on his back. I have seen Lord 5th Hokage. Oh, it's Tamari. Tsunade smiled when he saw the person coming. She is no stranger to Tamari in front of her. Speaking of which, the other party is Sanagakure Gaara's older sister. And I heard that Gaara has recently participated in the guard work on the border of the Land of Winds. For a ninja of Tsunade's level, she knows exactly what this means. Perhaps, Gaara will soon be recommended by Sanagakure's top management as the next Kazekage. Tamari gave Tsunade a detailed account of their discovery of the pit. You mean, your investigation revealed that the deep pit was not formed naturally, but was destroyed by someone using some terrible force. Speaking of which, Tsunade's beautiful eyes tightened. Who has such terrifying power? Or is it a detonator? Yes, we are very puzzled, and we don't know why the other party did such a thing. Tamari looked very serious, and continued. We suspect that this incident may be caused by people inside Sanagakure. After all, many people inside us are against Gaara. After speaking, Tsunade instantly understood what Tamari meant. Currently, Sanagakure has not yet selected Kazekage. But the most suitable person is indeed Gaara, who has changed, but because of Gaara's past history, many people in Sanagakure still hold hostility towards him. Are you worried that they have dark secrets? Tsunade raised his eyebrows and looked at Tamari. Tamari nodded. Yes. Otherwise, no one would do this kind of thing in the desert for no reason. Hidan. Little Didera sure will. The red sand scorpion. Hihi. What is his little power? Didera. Brother Scorpion, although you have bad breath, if compared with the power of the big spiral wheel, I won't fight with you. What do you mean? Tsunade asked indifferently. After all, the new Kazecage's appointment is related to the alliance between Konoha village and Sanagakure. For Tsunade, she hopes that Gaara, who has changed, will take the stage. After all, it is easier for young people to get along with older generations. I would like to ask Uzumaki Naruto to follow me to the Land of Winds to investigate this matter. Naruto. Temari's words obviously startled Tsunade. Yes. After all, Naruto is really powerful. If he makes a move, I don't think even those inside us are his opponents. Also, Gaara is now at the border. Even if they come back, they can't be dealt with blatantly. This will have an impact on subsequent things. Tsunade's expression becomes serious. Suddenly, Tamari also became nervous. If she can't take Uzumaki Naruto away smoothly, no one can guarantee that the masked man will really blow up Sanagakure. And until now, Tamari has no idea of the other party's intentions. The other party did say that he had a grudge against Uzumaki Naruto, but his request was to force himself to keep Naruto for at least 3 days. In terms of feeling, The action of the masked man was not intended for Uzumaki Naruto. Tune the tiger away from the mountain? Temari suddenly felt frantic, but there was no way out. Sanagakure's safety was in her hands alone. I see, I'll send someone to call Naruto now. Ideological struggle for a long time, the hand finally made up its mind. Master Tsunade, this. Shizune's expression changed greatly upon hearing this. It's okay, sound. Naruto once completed the task of Snow Country himself. That guy is much more reliable than we imagined. And Tsunade didn't deliberately avoid Temari, and immediately said, and we don't have any information about Akatsuki's actions until now. If Naruto and the Jinchuriki can't become independent in the future, how will they deal with Akatsuki's attack? Tsunade looks sternly. Although the current situation is not as clear as imagined, she doesn't think it is such a big deal for Uzumaki Naruto to go to Sanagakure. For the time being, whether Sanagakure's ninjas are really capable of harming Uzumaki Naruto, even if it is the Akatsuki organization. Gaara is safe in the Land of Winds. Tsunade is naturally not worried about the safety of Uzumaki Naruto. But, these days, helping the Sanagakure Gaara faction onto the stage is the business. I will send Yurihong and Shion again, and go with them, don't worry. Tsunade stretches. Today's Konoha village has escaped the shadow of Orochimaru's collapsed Konoha more than a year ago. Personally speaking, I'm not that nervous anymore. Uzumaki Naruto, Yurihong and Azuki Yuyan, there is absolutely nothing wrong with a team like this. Cut. Really careless. Tsunade, who was lying on the table, was speechless to himself in the black world. She didn't expect that she agreed to Temari's request so easily. What's even worse is Temari from Sanagakure, who doesn't care about other people's lives in order to protect his own village. Tsunade. Temari, you are not authentic, you can guess that you are going to leave the mountain, you don't say. Temari. Master Tsunade, what you said is wrong. I guess it is possible. The point is to threaten me with Sanagakure. Konkuro. That's right. We are completely controlled by him. What do you tell us to do? If we can't do it, he will really blow up Sanagakure. We can't afford it. Utatane Kaharu. Tsunade, why don't you let Uzumaki go? Mitokado Homura. It's like in Hakamaki's world, the two of us don't let Hakamaki go out, and you push us down, saying that Uzumaki Hakamaki is a Konoha village ninja, and he should shoulder what a Konoha village ninja should do. Now it's okay, well, you in that world will suffer the consequences yourself. Tsunade. Huh? You two old bastards. Every time something happens in Konoha village, you are like a coward. I can't imagine how you can survive the 4th Ninja War. Jiraiya. Tsunade has done a good enough job, dispatching Yurihong and Azuki Yuyan to follow, plus Kuromaki's perfect Jinchuriki's strength, if something can happen. Oh, sorry. It seems that I'm not worried about Kuromaki's accident now. Question. The gate of Konoha village. Uzumaki Naruto, Temari, Shion and Yurihong leave. This scene was completely seen by the eyes in the corner. Llama. I can't figure out one thing very much. Uzumaki Naruto speaks suddenly. Is there anything else you can't figure out? Nine Tails became curious. However, Uzumaki Naruto pointed at Temari's back and said, you said Sanagakure is dry and the sky is full of yellow sand. In such a harsh environment, how did Temari keep his skin so fair? Nine Tails. You really stopped asking me this time. Nani. Uzumaki Black Ming actually stayed in Konoha village. In other words, it means that the person who followed Temari and the others to carry out the mission is Uzumaki Koronaru's wood clone? Onoki. This matter is very important to Hyeming, and he decided to do it himself. Terumi Mei. You mean that Koronaru appeared as Mima and did it yourself? Senju Tobarama. Definitely yes. Although Wood Style's wood clone is stronger than other clones, it is still a clone after all. 4th Raikage. This kid is really cautious. He is worried that the ninja resistance in Konoha village will expose his identity, so he wants to play in person? Tsunade. Damn it, Koronaru didn't really want my life. Orochimaru. Don't worry Tsunade, didn't Naruto-kun say that Danzo will drive you out of Konoha village when the time comes? Tsunade. You fan shut up for my old lady, he said that just to trick Danzo into collecting evidence for himself, can you believe it? Konkuro. Don't worry, I suddenly found that our Sanagakure seems to be saved, and Kuro Naruto seems to be very interested in the fair-skinned Tamari. Tamari. Night is coming. Konoha village is full of feasting, and it is very lively. They once again survived the difficulties brought about by the war. Wow. It's really cool. It's been a long time since I drank so much. Tsunade comes out of the tavern drunkenly. Shizune is always by her side. The night view of Konoha village in the distance made Tsunade very impressed. However, Shizune's words caught her by surprise. Master Tsunade, look at the sky. Why are there two intertwined lights? Ah? Bright light? Tsunade looked up. Don't say it, it seems to be there. Not just the two of them, many villagers in Konoha village have discovered the two intertwined lights. Hey, what do you see? I do not know. Why are there two round lights in the sky? Could it be that we drank too much? No, that thing seems to have fallen into the back mountain. In the end it is. Boom. Just when everyone was wondering what those two circular lights were. The back mountain of Konoha village suddenly emitted a dazzling white light. Then, the sound of an explosion that resounded through the sky and earth stunned everyone. This feeling is very similar to the bang caused by the tailed beast bomb exploding in the distance during the Nine Tails Rebellion. Hey! This is what happened. In an instant, the ninjas who reacted collectively walked from the house to the street. Hushan. It seems that something fell on the back mountain, and there was a huge explosion. Would you like to see it? At this moment, Tsunade, who was slightly drunk, was also awakened by the sudden explosion. Master Tsunade. Quick, Shizune, hurry up and send someone to check the situation in the back mountain. A bad premonition suddenly appeared in Tsunade's mind. The explosion just now, if you guessed correctly, a deep hole will definitely be blown out of the back mountain of Sleepy Leaf Village. Deep pit. Thinking of this, Tsunade's beautiful eyes closed. Could it be that the explosion just now is the same as Sanagakure's explosion? Tsunade secretly thinks something is wrong. If what happened this time is the same as what happened to Sanagakure, then it proves that what happened to Sanagakure was not something they did internally at all. But someone did it on purpose. The purpose is to fear their ninja village of the 5 great nations. No, probably just intimidating Sanagakure and Konoha village. However, before Shizune leaves, a louder voice came into the ears of the two. Look, it's that bright light again. Impossible. What's going on? Why do I feel that this time, this light is falling towards our Konoha village? Not good. The explosion on the back mountain of Konoha village is vivid in my mind, and the two bright lights falling now directly scared everyone in Konoha village into panic. Even Tsunade couldn't react at the first moment. Fortunately at this time, someone suddenly shouted. Look, it's actually a human. Someone actually dragged this light. No. That bright light is just two bright lights emanating from the surroundings, in the middle. With the help of moonlight and lights, everyone in Konoha village finally saw clearly the body of the light. For in the sky of night their sight cannot discern. Where are these two bright lights? It is the energy luster wrapped around a chakra black ball. The thing that exploded just now was the chakra black ball in that person's hand. Master Tsunade. Shizune panicked. Shizune, notify all villagers to evacuate urgently. I see that person has landed in the central square, I'll go there now. Tsunade clenched his fists tightly, and rushed towards the central square immediately after giving the order. What the hell is this guy trying to do? While hurrying, Tsunade murmured in his heart. If the opponent wants to destroy Konoha village, they will not fall to Konoha village with the chakra sphere in their hands. The explosion just now was just a warning to us? Thinking of this, Tsunade quickens his pace. As the Hokage of Konoha village, she must figure out the other party's purpose. Moreover, once the chakra ball in the opponent's hand explodes, all the hard work of Konoha village for more than a year will be in vain. Konoha village will really usher in a catastrophe. This time the guy actually did it himself. He's not really gonna take 5th Hokage. Bai Ming's heart was in a mess. In his memory, he watched his journey from birth to becoming 7th Hokage. Tsunade is very good for Baiming. Therefore, he really didn't want to see himself in the world of Hyeming be cruel to Tsunade. At this time, Jiraiya patted Bai Ming, who was in a trance. Naruto. Don't worry, Hemming's plan really surprised everyone. But don't be afraid, I don't think he will really do anything to Gang Plus. Really? But. Bai Ming said nervously. Because Tsunade is Mito's granddaughter, and the blood of the Uzumaki clan flows in her body. Jiraiya gave Bai Ming a thumbs up. No matter how ruthless Hemming is, I can tell that he is not as cruel to the people around him, or to the people in his family. Family? When mentioning the Uzumaki clan, Bai Ming instantly felt a little ashamed in his heart. It seems that he has never taken the matter of the Whirlpool family to heart. When Ming first used the power of 9 tails, he talked with his mother in the spiritual space. Only then did Bai Ming remember that when Uzumaki Kushina mentioned the Uzumaki family, he was in a sad mood. And what Father 4th Hokage told Mother when he sealed 9 tails. Abandoning the village and abandoning the country is the same as abandoning a child. You who have lost your family can better understand the pain of losing your homeland. Suddenly, Bai Ming seemed to understand the obsession in He Ming's heart. Those who destroyed his family must make them pay all the price. With this kind of obsession stronger than Sasuke's, Bai Ming suddenly became frightened. With Hemming's current strength, if he found out who participated in the destruction of the Uzumaki clan back then, he would not know how terrible the consequences would be. The sound of piercing the sky keeps ringing. The people who come here are almost all Anbu, and some Jengrin. Who are you? The leader Anbu shouted sharply. It was you who destroyed the back mountain of Konoha village. The other party said straight to the point. After all, I just felt the power of the big spiral wheel. Looking at the chakra ball in Naruto's hand with a numb face, I don't need to think about it to know that the other party has bad intentions. Hey. Don't provoke him yet, I think the other party must have other purposes for coming here. At this time, a masked white-haired ninja stood up, it was Hitaki Kakashi. Hitaki. Kakashi. Konoha village's replica ninja really lives up to its reputation, but it is calmer than others. Hitaki Kakashi frowned at the numb and low voice. But immediately, he asked vigilantly, if you really want to release the ninjutsu in your hand, you have already let go from the sky. You destroyed the back mountain of Konoha village and fell here. I don't think your purpose is to destroy Konoha, right? Doesn't that depend on your performance? Myanmar chuckled lightly. Kakashi and the others suddenly became nervous. Especially feeling the terrifying aura emanating from the big spiral lunyu in Myanmar's hand, it can't help but make people shudder. How to control such high-density ninjutsu? Kakashi panicked. The strength of the visitor is simply not something they can deal with. The strength of both sides is not in the same dimension. Who is this person? If that's the case, then you can tell me about your purpose first. Kakashi continued. Or, can you tell me your identity? Myanmar didn't respond anymore. The two sides instantly entered a stalemate. But, soon, a beautiful figure appeared in the eyes of everyone. 5th Hokage. It's Master Tsunade. Master Tsunade is here. Until Tsunade arrived, Myanmar opened his mouth leisurely. 5th Hokage in Konoha village, Tsunade. Damn guy. Are you the one who blew up the back hill of Konoha village? Tsunade also sensed the compressed chakra ball in the opponent's hand. This high-density ninjutsu. Slightly flustered, Tsunade frowned even more, and was surprised. Even the Rasengan developed by 4th Hokage had never been able to compress chakra to such an extent. This guy. Who exactly is it? Who are you and what is your purpose? You were also responsible for the deep pit in Sanagakure not long ago? Tsunade didn't beat around the bush, but asked straightforwardly. Myanmar didn't deny it, but didn't answer Tsunade's question directly. Just said lightly. The purpose of my coming here is to feel the strength of the descendants of Senju Hashirama. Senju Hashirama? The ninjas around were shocked. Isn't that our first Hokage? This guy. Hey. Tsunade was shocked when he heard the words, and quickly adjusted his mentality. You mean that the purpose of your coming to Konoha is to find me? The voice falls to the ground. Tsunade met Ma without saying a word, slowly raised the other arm, and put his fingers together. Suddenly, there were shiny marks similar to enchantment circles on his back. The next second, several masked beasts came out of it. Qinglong, Baihu, Suzaku, Xuanwu, Myanmar said calmly. Fifth Hokage, just fight a few tricks with my servants. If you can win, I will naturally leave Konoha village. Beast? Tsunade didn't expect that the opponent's purpose was to find himself in a fight. Moreover, the opponent is not himself, but the 4 beasts he summoned and a woman wearing a mask and double silk. Summoning? Tsunade analyzed it in his heart, and dismissed the guilt in his heart. After all, with her knowledge, she has never seen such a wonderful summoning beast. In Tsunade's mind, Mama's behavior is also strange. Threatening Konoha with a bomb in his hand is actually to make himself fight with his summoned subordinates. Others are not allowed to shoot, otherwise Myanmar shakes the big spiral wheel in his hand. This action immediately scared the surrounding ninjas into a cold sweat. Tsunade just wanted to continue to say something, but found that the opponent had already made a move. Qinglong, Xuanwu, and Baihu are like powerful and defensive ninja beasts. They are 2 or 3 times the size of normal people, and they seem to have no chakra, but their physical skills can also cause a lot of power. It's just that Tsunade is the legendary Sannin after all, and in terms of physical skills, she is not afraid of anyone. The 2 sides fought for several rounds. Tsunade's strange power burst out suddenly, punching Qinglong more than 10 meters away with one punch. Feel the force coming from behind. Tsunade stepped on his feet and jumped high. Painful feet stepped directly on Xuanwu's back. Boom. This foot, Yushin calendar sinks. Immediately kick Xuanwu into the torn ground. Sharp. As expected of our 5th Hokage. It cracked the square with one kick. If you have a game, you can win. The ninjas around couldn't help cheering. Only Hitaki Kakashi looked stern. He is very worried that Myanmar will backtrack, and the other party's indifferent attitude seems to have ignored all these battles at all. Naruto. What's going on? This little girl has some skills. Or, Nine Tails is a bit bored. Anyway, Nine-Faced Tsupohe is a summoning beast refined by using his chakra and yin-yang escape technique. Why does it feel so vulnerable? Llama. What are you in a hurry for? If you don't let them get excited, the effect of the show will be much worse. Tsunade just kicked, waist, Xuanwu. 2 sharp claws pressed her hard from behind. Is this the so-called white tiger? Tsunade snorted coldly, grabbed one of the white tiger's sharp claws with both hands. Suddenly remember to shoot over the shoulder. The white tiger and Xuanwu were buried deep in the ground. Boom. However, at this time, a fiery flame descended from the sky. Flying towards the Suzaku flying in the sky, the fire style spouted from its mouth really made everyone's heart tremble. Shameless. That big bird attacked from the sky, and we can't help. Master Tsunade will definitely suffer. That's right. We have huge crossbows specially designed to deal with flying targets, but we can't use them. Facing the dissatisfaction of everyone in Konoha village, Tsunade's expression suddenly became serious. She raised her eyes to look at Suzaku in the sky. At such a flying height, she felt a little helpless. Moreover, there are floating fairies on the ground whose feet can leave the ground. Tsunade stares at the fairy not far in front of her with her feet off the ground. The long damask on the opponent's body contains extremely strong chakra, and it can leave deep marks on the ground. If you are drawn on your body, it must be very uncomfortable. Just as Tsunade was thinking about how to solve it, a foreign object suddenly fell from the sky. Just as it was approaching the ground, the foreign object exploded suddenly. Then, everyone around smelled a pungent smell of blood. Tsunade. No, is that blood? Onoki. I remember you seem to have a phobia. 4th Raikage. Hei Ming's investigation is really careful, and he even knows about you, but when did this kid become so despicable? Tsunade. Bah. When will he be fair and honest? It's over. Once I touch the blood, the result will be different. Uchiha Madara. Cut. What's the point of this kid doing these little tricks? How cool it is to blow up Konoha village directly. Senju Tobirama. Madara. Don't forget, he is now playing the role of the masked man who once attacked Konoha village with a mask. On the surface, he is called Hitaki Kakashi. Uchiha Madara. Namikaze Minato. So what Black Ming means is that he wants to vilify the image of Madara Sr., and wants to make the masked man behind him unable to sit still and jump out. Jiraiya. It's a pity, it's a pity. This is Hyming's first miscalculation. After all, the masked man is wearing. The soil is not Madara, and Obito certainly doesn't care if Uchiha Madara's name will be damaged. Uchiha Madara. Damn it. Both of them should be damned. Terumi Mei. I feel like you guys are thinking too much. Is Tsunade's phobia known to the whole ninja world? Mean. That turned out to be blood. Mr. Tsunade has a phobia of blood. Something's wrong. Who the hell is he, and where did he learn that Tsunade-sama suffers from hemophobia? For a while, the surrounding Konoha shinobi panicked. Shimura Danzo. Combined with the evidence of talking with Myanmar that Hyming had filmed, the hemophobia this time proved Danzo's betrayal of Tsunade. The pungent blood immediately slowed Tsunade's movements. Crack. Chong Ling kept patting the ground. Bang bang. The rocks on the ground slapped by the long silk in the hands of the fairy are scattered. Hee hee. I didn't expect the descendants of Senju Hashirama to be really afraid of blood. Myanmar chuckled lightly. Go, end the battle. The fairy ordered, and threw the long silk at Tsunade extremely fast. However, just as he was about to hit the target, the corner of Tsunade's mouth suddenly curled up with a smirk. Although I don't know who you are, don't say your grandfather's name. I am the 5th Hokage of Konoha village. Do you really think that I am still afraid of blood? The passionate voice falls to the ground. Tsunade suddenly stretched out one arm, and grabbed the attacking Nagaya. Then, she pulled with all her strength. The fairy was dragged and flew towards Tsunade. Excellent. As expected of Master Tsunade. Master Tsunade has already overcome the fear of blood. The surrounding ninjas are excited. This heads-up show will definitely focus on Tsunade's victory. But at this moment, a soft sound suddenly broke into everyone's ears. I haven't waited for their response yet. A purple beam of light suddenly rises around Tsunade. By the way, the rising enchantment even cut off the fairy's changeling. The fairy was able to avoid Tsunade's prepared punch. This is enchantment? Tsunade was at a loss, and could only slowly put down his charged fist. However, before she could speak, another blade of light descended from the sky. This light blade not only penetrated the barrier, but also passed through Tsunade's body. However, just as the light blade penetrated Tsunade's body, Tsunade only felt dizzy in his brain. Both feet go limp, almost kneeling on the ground. Chakra. My chakra actually lost a lot when it was attacked just now. Impossible, is it? Boom. Unfortunately, Tsunade didn't figure out everything, and the ground under her feet suddenly exploded. Then, a golden snake with a mask came out suddenly and strangled Tsunade tightly. Not only that, but the golden snake entangled with Tsunade is also absorbing her chakra. As the golden snake tightened its grip, Tsunade also let out a few screams. Hey, you're so despicable. Didn't you say that Master Tsunade and your servants were singled out for a surprise attack? Yes. But I have 9 subordinates, Myanmar said contemptuously. At this time, the ninjas of Konoha village discovered that there was a guy with a scythe and a mask in the sky at some point. At the same time, 2 people on crutches walked out of the darkness. Shinigami, Nando Shanran, Beto Shanran, and you should keep your eyes open and take a good look. Faced numb and finished speaking, walked towards Tsunade alone. At this time, everyone found the masked beast that was defeated by Tsunade before, and stood up unharmed. In an instant, everyone's minds exploded like a thunderbolt. This guy is just teasing us. The ninjas in Konoha village were shocked and overwhelmed. Even Hokage lost, so they. Myanmar doesn't care about the frightened and unwilling Konoha village ninjas around him, and the eyes that want to kill him. He walks slowly to the golden snake. The floating golden snake releases the trapped Tsunade. While Tsunade was falling, Myanmar reached out and grabbed her neck. Is this the descendant of Senju Hashirama? It's really embarrassing. The indifferent voice falls to the ground. Tsunade's arms, which were still about to struggle, slowly fell down, and his eyes became hollow. My chakra, he is absorbing my chakra. 1. Total defeat. How about Sanin? Even the nine-faced Supohei summoned by Hei Ming couldn't handle it. If he took the shot himself, he might be able to solve it in the blink of an eye. However, there are also many people who believe that Tsunade also did not play his full strength. If he used Beihao's power, he might be able to defeat the nine-faced Supohei. Of course, the most important thing is that even if you can defeat me and Supohei, so what? In front of the mighty Uzumaki Black Naruto, Tsunade is also vulnerable. Sure enough, powerful people in the ninja world can do whatever they want. Uzumaki just chose a method that is more beneficial to him. If he is really unhappy, completely destroying the ninja world and rebuilding it is only a thought of his. Tsunade. Cut. The one-on-one you agreed to, what is this? Orochimaru. Naruto-kun's heads up means you single-handedly fight his servants, but he has 9 servants. Jiraiya. Okay. Let Tsunade calm down, at least that kid Kuromaki didn't really kill you. Uchiha Madara. I thought what would happen to him, why didn't he strangle the descendants of Hashirama? Senju Tobirama. Black Naruto's original goal is Danzo and Uchiha Obito. Why did he strangle Tsunamu? Terumi Mei. Is there a possibility that Tsunade may really be swept out of Konoha village by Shimura Danzo, when? Onoki. You mean that Koronaru will take the opportunity to draw Tsunade into his team? Nara Shirju. If this is the case, then the probability of Hyeming controlling Konoha village will be greatly increased, and with Tsunade's relationship, he will save a lot of trouble. Tsunade. Ah bah. That kid is really too poisonous. Not only are we not as strong as him, but even in terms of calculations, he has plotted to death. I surrender. No matter who it is impossible to defeat the black man. Ming. I thought how powerful the descendants of Senju Hashirama are. It turns out that is so vulnerable. Looking at Tsunade's already collapsed arms hanging down, he sneered with a numb face, and threw Tsunade out casually. Master Tsunade. Seeing this, Shizune rushed up and hugged the unconscious Tsunade tightly in his arms. Is this the Konoha village created by Senju Hashirama? Everyone is like a coward and dare not move. The numbness of the face made the ninjas present in Konoha village stare with anger. The clenched fists are even more crackling. Despicable and shameless guy. If you are capable, don't threaten us with the chakra ball in your hand. Hum, ha ha ha. Myanmar's sudden wild laughter made the Konoha village ninja terrified, not knowing what the other party wanted to do. Hitaki Kakashi and Nara took a step forward and said, have you achieved your goal? If you reach it, leave quickly. Hearing this, Myanmar put away his smile and said in a deep voice, I thought the precious village left by the executioner Hashirama is so amazing. It turned out to be so unbearable. After a word, the face is numb and silent. He was stunned for a while, then he suddenly sighed and said, it's boring, I'm really not interested in facing super rubbish ninjas like you. And she. Myanmar pointed to Tsunade lying on the ground, and looked at everyone. Tell her when she wakes up, let her practice well. When the time comes, I will come back. If her strength is still as rubbish as it is now. When the time comes, I will torture her to death little by little. It can be regarded as eliminating my hatred for Senju Hashirama. Speaking, I met Ma with her fingers together, and the 9-faced Supohei slowly disappeared in front of everyone. Everything happened so suddenly. The entire Konoha village was doing a messy day because of the arrival of Myanmar. And the failure of Tsunade made people panic even more. All the actions and words of Myanmar directly point his identity to the dead Uchiha Madara. This also made the senior management of Konoha village panic. What do you say now? Inside a certain room of the Konoha village Hokage office. Udatain Kaharu sighs with a sad face. Uchiha Madara? Mitokado Homura also looked terrified. He shouldn't really be alive. After all, hey, if only Hiruzen was still alive. Snort. However, at this moment, Shimura Danzo's cold snort shocked the two of them. So what if Hiruzen is alive? Should Sarutobi Hiruzen go to Uchiha Madara to see who is stronger? Hiruzen all the time, I don't think you two really can do anything without him. Danzo's indignation directly stunned Udatain Kaharu and Mitokado Homura. The two looked at each other for a long time, unhappy. Danzo, isn't it a bit harsh for you to say that? Then what can you do, you say? Come on, we'll let you say. Let's see what you can do in the face of Uchiha Madara's appearance. Senju Tobirama. Uchiha Madara. Look at Tobirama's apprentices, it's really a big show. I thought Sarutobi Hiruzen died, they can calm down. Onoki. Thinking about it now, it's really difficult for Mr. Second Hokage. It took a lot of pains to choose apprentices among these people. Terumi Mei. Third Tsuchikage, we can't say that, after all, Hymen's strength is so strong, anyone would be afraid of it. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Hey, Kaharu and Yan really don't understand Danzo. If he tells him, these two people will no longer have the right to dominate. I think you two must have been hiding and not showing up when Uchiha Madara came. I'm on the scene. Shimura Danzo straightened his back in an instant. Without Sarutobi Hiruzen's suppression and round means, Utatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura in front of them are simply not even scum. You. Snort. Mitokado Homura snorted coldly, but didn't say anything. At least, he was not there, as Danzo said. Danzo, stop showing off. Tell me your solution quickly. Kaharu said speechlessly after turning to bed. Uchiha Madara said before leaving that she would come back to find Tsunade when the time comes. Danzo started his speech in a serious manner. We all know the battle between Madara and Shodai in the Valley of the End. I think Madara's purpose is just to target Shodai. Imagine the explosion in the back mountain. If Uchiha Madara really wants to harm Konoha village, why not just blow up Konoha village? Danzo's words made the eyes of Utatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura brighten. It's true, we didn't think of it for a while. So, his purpose is only Tsunade, who is the offspring of the first generation. Danzo coughed lightly. The more you talk, the more energetic you become. Then what do you mean? Utatane Kaharu asked suspiciously. She glanced at Mitokado Homura, the two looked at each other, and suddenly had an idea in her heart. According to Danzo Mitokado Homura. Danzo, you mean that as long as Tsunade leaves Konoha village, then Uchiha Madara won't come, right? Snort. It's rare that you learn to be smart once. But Danzo, Tsunade is Hokage, if we drive her away. Kaharu. What time is it now? Don't let her go. Are you keeping her to attract Uchiha Madara to visit Konoha village? Are you sure that he will not destroy Konoha village every time he comes? So the safest way is to let Tsunade lure him elsewhere. After all, she is Hokage, and she needs to take responsibility for the future of Konoha village. After speaking, Shimura Danzo's expression became extremely serious. All this is for Konoha. The audience was immediately overwhelmed by Shimura Danzo's speech. What is this? Driving away Tsunade was originally a trap set by Hymen for Danzo. Everyone understands his desire to become Hokage. But the last sentence is really unacceptable. Uchiha Madara. Hashirama, come out and have a look. Is this something that you Konoha village executives should do? Senju Hashirama. Oh, my heart, Tobirama. Why did they go astray? Senju Tobirama. Hey. Maybe it's all my fault that I didn't see through Danzo's inner thoughts back then, which led to his and Hiruzen's later ideological changes. Orochimaru. Master second generation. Do you regret that you didn't lead Danzo to face the Golden Horn and Silver Horn with you? Shimura Danzo. Stinky snake, shut up quickly, are you a good guy who kills teachers? Orochimaru. I didn't say I was for Konoha or anything, I was honest, I was for myself. A few days after the facial numbness appeared, Konoha village completely changed. After Tsunade woke up, he received a notification from the daimyo, in order to avoid the trouble of Uchiha Madara coming to Konoha village again. With immediate effect, I will resign from the position of Tsunade 5th Hokage, and hope that Tsunade will leave Konoha village as soon as possible for the consideration of Konoha village. No. Even leave the Kingdom of Fire as soon as possible. For a while, Shizune was dumbfounded. The people of the major families also see it in their eyes and feel pain in their hearts, but there is nothing they can do. Before there was the threat of Uchiha Madara, and then there was an order from the daimyo prefecture. 6th Hokage will be held by Shimura Danzo. The gate of Konoha village. Tsunade stretched his waist and looked at Nara Shikahisa, who saw him off with a forced smile. Okay. It's time for you to go back. Shizune and I, it's time to leave too. Master Tsunade. Lu Ju wanted to say something, but in the end he could only sigh. Shimura Danzo became 6th Hokage. It's hard not to wonder whether this incident is related to him. Unfortunately, what can I do? Konoha village is inseparable from the construction of this group of families, but comparatively speaking, these families need the stability brought by Konoha village more. Tsunade understands naturally. Whoever faces the threat of someone like Uchiha Madara will choose to compromise. Okay. Lu Ju, brat. Hurry up and go back. If we talk too much, you won't be able to explain it when the time comes. Tsunade keeps smiling. But the depression in my heart cannot be relieved without pounding the earth. Unfortunately, this is the reality. Tsunade looks back towards Konoha village Hokage Rock. The statue of her grandfather makes her heart ache. I can't help but think of what my younger brother Nawaki once said. This village is the treasure left by Grandpa. He dreams of becoming Hokage, and he wants to protect the village and the people Grandpa wants to protect. However, the ideal is full, but the reality is always cruel like this. Tsunade walks aimlessly on the path in the forest. Uchiha Madara's threat is nothing to her. It's just death, nothing to be afraid of. However, the pain in my heart may only be clear to me. Master Tsunade. Originally, Shizune didn't want to bother the depressed Tsunade. However, the figure not far away is calm and horrified. What's wrong? Tsunade seemed to notice Shizune's strangeness, and raised his head to ask Shizune. Master Tsunade, look quickly. Those people. Tsunade heard this, raised his eyes and looked into the distance. It was only then that she realized that there were several figures blocking her way in front of her. Looking at the appearance of the other party, it looks like a group of robbers blocking the way. Snort. Just in time for my old lady to feel upset. These bandits will be punished for a while. Tsunade clenched his fists tightly and walked forward step by step. However, Shizune suddenly stopped him. Master Tsunade, I know you are depressed, but please take a closer look. After speaking, Shizune pointed to the long-haired guy in the crowd who looked weird. That person. Like Orochimaru. What? Tsunade paused, and hurriedly looked in the direction of Shizune's finger. The long-haired man in the middle of the crowd is indeed Orochimaru. Big Orochimaru. Tsunade is taken aback. Looking at the other party's appearance, it seems that he has been prepared to wait for him here. What does he want to do? Tsunade thought to himself. There is also a bad feeling in my heart. Look at the other party and recognize his identity. Orochimaru sneered and waved his arm. The 5 Itonin then immediately surrounded Tsunade. Hehe. Orochimaru, I haven't seen you for a long time. Do you want to fight with me as soon as we meet? I'll tell you in advance that I'm in a particularly bad mood today. Tsunade naturally knows that 3rd Hokage was sacrificed because of the invasion of the 5.6 Shimaru. As for Orochimaru, she doesn't think that the other party has any good things for her. However, unexpectedly, Orochimaru walked up with a smile. Said. Ah la la. The homeless are so bleak. Tsunade, I came this time to pick you up on the order of my lord. He needs your help. What? Tsunade and Shizune are dumbfounded. Originally, the Fire Country Daimyo and Konoha village's high level teamed up to drive them away. This operation is already shocking enough. As a result, Orochimaru gave Tsunade a blow when he came out. Orochimaru? Are you crazy? Your family? What do you mean? Have you taken refuge in a certain force? Unfortunately, Orochimaru is serious, and said, by the way, I think if you go, you will be surprised. Tsunade is suspicious. She has a special understanding of Orochimaru. It is impossible for an ambitious guy like Orochimaru to belong to any organization. It is even more impossible to rely on someone to obey the order of the other party. Who are you talking about? Uchiha Madara. As soon as he blurted out, Tsunade felt his slip of the tongue. Uchiha Madara wants to torture herself. How could she need her own help? However, Tsunade always felt that the person Orochimaru said might be more dangerous than that Uchiha Madara. Can't you go? Tsunade smirked. Of course, Tsunade, you can do whatever you want. However, I can't guarantee that Shizune beside you is alive or dead. Orochimaru spread his hands, and at the same time as the voice fell to the ground, the 5 straight ninjas immediately put out battle pictures. As expected, Koronaru uses Myanmar to make a deal with Shimura Danzo. Danzo lived up to expectations and pushed Tsunade out of Konoha village. Perhaps, Danzo would have done it even if it hadn't been what Menma said to drive Tsunade out of Konoha. After all, as shinobi, Danzo absolutely does not allow anyone to threaten his status. Not to mention that his coveted Hokage position is just around the corner. Tsunade. Okay, maybe I will follow Koronaru like Orochimaru in the future. Jiraiya. You promise that with your temper, you won't be surprised when you see Naruto. Then something out of control happens because of anger? Terumi Mei. I don't think Senior Tsunade will. After all, Orochimaru has already said that Shizune will die if he disobeys. Shizune. Why am I so unlucky? I was used as a bargaining chip. Inuzuka Kiba. Is it really because you are too weak? It's one thing to have no strength. It's not even worth using. It can only be used as a bargaining chip to threaten Master Tsunade. Shizune. Shizune. Inuzuka Hana, take care of your brother's stinky mouth, talking nonsense. Although everyone was teasing, their hearts became inexplicably nervous. Uzumaki Kuro Naruto sees Tsunade. His purpose is very clear. Himing intends to gradually bring himself to the bright side, and then proceed to control the entire Konoha village. The scene where Tsunade and Orochimaru meet is not harmonious. However, the environment at the scene does not allow Tsunade to choose. Orochimaru is as strong as himself, but Shizune's level is obviously not as good as the men brought by Orochimaru. What's more, the opponent has 5 people at once. If you choose to escape, Tsunade may be able to do it, but there are not many options for Jingji. Maybe like Orochimaru said, she has to die. Without any choice, Tsunade had to follow Orochimaru to meet his so-called master. What makes Tsunade even more surprised is, in order to avoid Shizune's accident, Tsunade planned to go alone. But was rejected by Orochimaru. The reason is very simple: without Shizune's containment, once Tsunade escapes, Orochimaru has no way to explain to the Lord 06. This makes Tsunade even more shocked. Even a little curious about the adult in Orochimaru's mouth. Who is the other party, who can make Orochimaru, who is also one of the Sannin like her, so respectful? Bai Ming's world. Uzumaki White Naruto or numb. He never imagined that people could be so humble in the face of absolute strength. That's Tsunade. That's Orochimaru looking at the entire ninja world. There are not many ninjas like them. Why? Why were they able to become so honest in the face of Himing? That's because of Himing's means. A naive guy like you will naturally not understand. At the same time, the voice of 5 Tails made Bai Ming tremble slightly. What's the meaning? Don't you understand? 9 Tails shook his head speechlessly. Have you been watching yourself in another world for so long, and you really don't feel anything at all? Actually, both of you want to become stronger. However, he won't be as stupid as you. The hardships and risks he has paid, and becoming stronger is what he deserves, and he doesn't need anyone to recognize him. After becoming stronger, what he can do and what he wants to do becomes much easier. Of course, the most important thing is that for the so-called peace and for the so-called recognition of others, you will consider many other people's feelings when you do things. Hei Ming won't. You all have been recognized by others with your strong personal strength, but they are more afraid of Himing, because once they do something that disgusts Himing, they may face death. They not only approve of Himing, but also fear him. That's why they are so obedient. And you can't be a real person in power with a good-natured character like you. You have to know that people's hearts are not enough, and the biggest characteristic of people is that they have a ruler. You only need to back down a little, and they dare to take 3 steps forward. If they really don't see you in their eyes, things will become very messy. After hearing this, Bai Ming only felt his brain buzzing. This kind of thing is simply too profound. 9 Tails seemed to see his mess, and didn't want to say too much, and immediately snorted coldly. If you don't believe me, just take a look. Although you have become a Hokage, I dare to conclude that in the ninja world that you led, the future will be sure. Very messy. Come to Orochimaru's experimental base. After entering the door, Tsunade's beautiful eyes trembled suddenly. Not far ahead, The person coming out of the room looks very familiar. The opponent didn't bring any village's forehead protector, and his face was wrapped with a bandage. Although I can't remember the name of this person for a while, the big knife behind his back is particularly eye-catching. Wait a moment. Tsunade suddenly calls out to the other party. What you have in your hand is Kirigakure's beheading sword. Momochi no longer hears the sound, and turns to look at Tsunade. Then he looked startled, and said, "Who did I think it was?" It turned out to be Master Tsunade, who wrote Master Orochimaru and called Sanin. Subordinate Hara Kirigakure rebelled and forbearance, Momochi will never be cut again. Of course I have nothing to do with Kirigakure now. Nani? Tsunade and Shizune completely petrified upon hearing this. At this time, they remembered each other's identity. Did you really lose your argument once and escape from the rebellious ninja Peach Land in Yuanyan village? Yes, Tsunade. Orochimaru hurriedly explained. Momochi Zabuzai was recruited by me a year ago. Of course, this is what that lord means. It's a place for Momochi Zabuzan and his subordinates to stay. Wait. Tsunade immediately interrupted Orochimaru's conversation. How did you recruit a ninja like him? Orochimaru shrugged and said with a smile, even I have to follow that lord. I'm not a fool if I don't kill him. The life of long-term defection is not as comfortable as I imagined. Hitaki Kakashi. I don't cut it again. I didn't expect you to be recruited. Dao Di will not chop again. Ahem. Those who know the current affairs are heroes, and you have all seen He Ming's methods. It should be good for me to follow him over there. Bye. That's right. At least Mr. Zabuzan and I over there finally don't have to live a fearful life of fleeing. Terumi Mei. Yes, even the forehead protector, which represents the identity of the ninja of Yuanyan village, was traded away. Momochi no more chopping. I said you don't have to be weird here, although you finally became 5th Mizukage, but in terms of seniority, I am not inferior to you, and don't laugh at me now. When the time comes, you might be dragged away by He Ming. It's a child, after all. His bloodline plus your blood inheritance limit, compared to the child born, will be very good. Terumi Mei. That's right. Oh hello, then I really look forward to our child inheriting all his father's abilities in the future, and will kill a guy like you first. Tsunade. Ext. The appearance of Momochi Zabuza clearly exceeded Tsunade's imagination. She heard from Jiraiya that the organization is composed of S-rank rebels in the ninja world. Also, Orochimaru seems to have been a member of Akatsuki's organization. Hey. Orochimaru. You didn't bring me to the Akatsuki organization, did you? Tsunade suddenly panicked. So I quickly stated my position. If you say that you let me join the Akatsuki as a traitor, then I would rather die than surrender. Shizune, if you die by then, I will try my best to fight them. If I can't avenge you, I will see you soon, Master Tsunade. Shizune heard the words, and the already nervous mood became even more nervous. However, she is very clear. Don't say that Tsunade, the granddaughter of first Hokage, who has a strong roots, is a traitor. Even if she is Shizune, she will choose to die rather than surrender. I found Tsunade that you were too sensitive. What kind of bullshit Akatsuki organization? I've left that strange place long ago. If those people have some brains, then joining us is the right way. While speaking, Yin Snake finally reached the destination with his hands. Bang bang bang. Orochimaru knocked on the door lightly, and his voice became extremely gentle. Naruto-kun, I brought you the Tsunade. What? Tsunade and Shizune are like lightning strikes. The person Orochimaru mentioned just now almost shattered their ideas. Naruto-kun. Hey, Orochimaru, could it be that the people in the house are? Tsunade is still surprised, but Shizune seems to be petrified, sluggishly standing there motionless. Naruto-kun. Uzumaki Naruto. Impossible, absolutely impossible. Shizune looked at Tsunade mechanically, and the master and servant looked at each other. Tsunade laughed. It must be the same name, or we heard it wrong. Open the door. Tsunade and Shizune enter the house led by Orochimaru. Hey. I didn't expect it to go smoothly. As expected of Sanin, I still have to rely on you, Orochimaru. Naruto, with his feet on the desk, casts a smile at Orochimaru. After seeing Tsunade and Shizune, he straightened up right away. This is thanks to Naruto-kun for your reasoning. As expected, you guessed it, that old guy Danzo really drove Tsunade out. Tsunade. Bullshit. These two people threatened me with Shizune's life, so I reluctantly followed the big snake. Namikaze Minato. Ahaha. But I didn't expect that kid Kuromatsu to reveal his identity in front of Tsunade-sama. Onoki. I'm a good guy. Hyaming did threaten Shizune's life, but the two started to flirt with each other as soon as they met. Fourth Raikage. If I were Tsunade, I'd have to jump up and kick Kuro Naruto. Tsunade. Huh? You're so brave. I don't even know how I died. Naruto-kun. Naruto. Uzumaki Naruto. When Tsunade saw the person in front of him, he was stunned on the spot. A head of blonde hair, with blue eyes. The voice, the demeanor, and the clothes he wore when he left Konoha village to go to Sanagakure on a mission. Who else is the person in front of me if not Uzumaki Naruto? Snapped. Gang the hand slapped himself hard. Hiss. Shizune, it really hurts, it doesn't look like a dream. After speaking, Tsunade suddenly rushed in front of Uzumaki Naruto. Say. Did you use the transformation technique? Uzumaki Naruto. No, Tsunade. I am Uzumaki Naruto. The son of Namikaze Minato and Uzumaki Kushina, Uzumaki Naruto. No. Why are you here? Tsunade looked Uzumaki Naruto up and down in disbelief. Why? Why is it Naruto? Orochimaru, the so-called lord in your mouth, do you mean? It's Naruto-kun. What? After learning all the truth, Hans was dumbfounded. But in the next second, she hurriedly pulled back and took a step back. Uzumaki Naruto. How did you become the so-called adult in Orochimaru's mouth? You. Also, how can you conclude that Danzo will drive me out of Konoha village? The opponent is Nine Tails Jinchuriki from Konoha village. Tsunade couldn't accept it for a while. You can figure it out with your toes. The Uzumaki Naruto in front of her eyes is definitely not as simple as the Uzumaki Naruto in her heart. However, Tsunade's shock is not over yet. Uzumaki Naruto threw a few photos in front of her. There is nothing to explain about me and Orochimaru. But these things, I think you must be very interested. Photo? Tsunade suspiciously picks up the photo on the ground. Looking at this, her entire pretty face immediately became distorted. Danzo. Uchiha Madara. Shizune exclaimed even more. Naruto. Why did the two of them get together, and where did you get these things from? While the two were shocked, Tsunade suddenly woke up. Shimura Danzo is very clear about her behavior, and she will do whatever it takes to achieve her goals. But now, the most important thing is to figure out the identity of the Whirlpool Naruto. Actually, I met this masked man on the way back after I went to Snow Country alone to perform a mission. Although we don't know who he is, the two of us have fought against each other before. What, you mean? Nishu Jing's pupils kept trembling. You fought against him before. Facing Tsunade's shock, Naruto was very calm. Yeah. This guy's ninjutsu is quite interesting, he can summon 9 things with masks. And the chakra in his body is very powerful, and he can perform a ninjutsu similar to Rasengan, which is particularly terrifying. However, fortunately, I am the perfect 9 Tails Jinchuriki, and I did not suffer under him. What Uzumaki Naruto said was like a bomb. Tsunade and Shizune were stunned again. After half a sound, Tsunade finally realized, then these photos are. However, at this time, Uzumaki Naruto's face suddenly became serious. Kurama has a particularly powerful perception ability. After I met this masked man, the Kurama in my body has remembered his chakra breath. He made a surprise visit to Konoha village that night, and I was worried about what might happen. So I used the telescope technique that third Hokage taught me to observe it, and took these photos by the way. Immediately, the next day Tamari asked me to go with her to Sanagakure to perform the mission. I thought there was something wrong with it, so I arranged for Shadow Clone to go to Sanagakure, and I was secretly observing the purpose of the masked man. I see. Tsunade instantly analyzed the reason. The people from Sanagakure seemed to be Uchiha Madara's accomplices. They named and took Uzumaki Naruto away because they didn't want Naruto to stay in Konoha village to disturb his plan. So you knew early in the morning that he would come to Konoha that night, right? Tsunade's tone suddenly became cold. Uzumaki Naruto nodded undeniably. After all, such a scary guy. I definitely need to know why he came to Konoha. In the end, I found out that I came to seek revenge on your grandfather, so I was relieved. At least, they didn't come to trouble me. Speaking of which, Uzumaki Naruto also became extremely indifferent to language. Danzo's betrayal of Hokage is enough to judge him as betraying Konoha. Is this human speaking? The people who watched Himing World laughed dumbly. Knowing that Danzo is colluding with Uchiha Madara, but pretending to be nothing, he evaded Madara's attack on the grounds of going to Sanagakure. Oh. No, it's obviously Himing himself. However, he said that to Tsunade, which obviously doesn't make sense. Terumi Mei. Hey Ming doesn't care about Tsunade anymore. Just tell him. Onoki. I know someone is coming to Konoha village, and I'm worried that he's coming for me, so I'm going to avoid the limelight for now. Fourth Raikage. This is simply not something people do. If I were Tsunade. Tsunade. Why, if it were you, what would you do, tell me? Uchiha Madara. It's the same for everyone. Now that Koronaru can calmly talk to your Konoha ninjas, it's already considered the utmost humaneness. Senju Tobirama. Madara. I can't pretend I didn't hear you when you said that. Uchiha Madara. And then, you let Tsunade confront him, or jump up and kick him. Senju Tobirama. This. Senju Hashirama. It seems that Suna is not his opponent. Beiming World, on the high platform of Konoha village. Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help but slapped his thighs with laughter. This scene frightened Orochimaru beside him. Hey. Old guy, you won't be fooled by Naruto-kun's series of operations, will you? No. Sarutobi Hiruzen quickly shook his head in denial. Orochimaru, now Koronaru-kun is trying to deal with Danzo. I'm really looking forward to what Danzo's ending will look like. What the hell? It can be regarded as having endured Danzo for decades. Ever since he became Hokage, that old guy has sang against himself every day. I had no choice but to arrange a root organization for him, and Hokage couldn't get involved in the root organization's affairs. What kind of thing is this girl? Great, he continues to be great. Sarutobi Hiruzen became more and more excited as he thought about it, and continued. And with you by Koronaru's side, I think he can get more things about Danzo? Like the bad things you two did. Orochimaru froze on the spot. The old man didn't want to see Danzo so much. Hehe, as expected of you and Danzo, you two are simply amazing. Obviously, Uzumaki Naruto's words are not enough to convince Tsunade. At least he was uncomfortable with Orochimaru. Naruto. Shimura Danzo betrayed me. This is definitely a betrayal of Konoha. How about you? What are you doing here? And I found out from what Orochimaru said just now, the two of you should have been in contact for a long time. And you knew that Uchiha Madara was coming to Konoha village, but you took the opportunity to sneak away and observe secretly. What if he is really bad for Konoha? Uzumaki Naruto looks at Tsunade with a vigilant expression. Stand up and circle around her a few times. Tsunade. Maybe other people can say this to me, but you can't. First of all, when Orochimaru united with Sanagakure Konoha Hukai plan, if I didn't exist, it would be the same thing whether Konoha village is now or not. Audience. Brother. Without you, the current Konoha village is actually not as bad as you imagined. Bai Ming's world has confirmed that Sasuke can defeat Gaara. Even if Gaara goes berserk, it is outside Konoha village. Of course, the audience is very clear that the black name on the screen is trying to brainwash Tsunade. And you, Tsunade, as third Hokage's apprentice, were not present. If Danzo hadn't sent someone to attack you, and if you didn't get angry with him, perhaps Jiraiya wouldn't be able to bring you back to become 5th Hokage. As soon as Naruto said this, Tsunade immediately frowned and clenched his fists. Also, Konoha village after the war. It's me again, helping Fenghua Xiaoshui of the Snow Country to regain power. She inherited the Snow Country, and in order to thank me, she continued to support Konoha village in various ways. Whether her income is good or Snow Country's income, most of the funds have been provided for the reconstruction of Konoha village. And because of my existence, Konoha village can develop with peace of mind without having to think about defense issues. Uzumaki Naruto glanced at Tsunade coldly, then returned to his seat and sat down silently. Naruto. No, Master Tsunade is also working on Konoha village during this time. Shizune saw that the two men were at war, and hurried forward to dissuade them. However, Naruto waved his hand and continued, I know you think it's not good for me to get together with Orochi. However, Tsunade is also the murderer against Konoha village. Konoha village can continue to maintain alliance with Tsunade for profit. Is it wrong for me to be with Orochimaru? Tsunade couldn't believe his ears when he heard this. As a Konoha village ninja, how did Uzumaki Naruto say such words? Naruto, Orochimaru is the murderer who killed 3rd Hokage, and the initiator of the collapse plan for Konoha village. Tsunade is a little anxious. Unfortunately, when her words reached Naruto's ears, she received a contemptuous sneer. The instigator? Who told you? Tsunade. Are they 3-year-old children? As the alliance village of Konoha village, Orochimaru agrees to attack Konoha after a few words? They are allied villages of Konoha village. Why didn't they tell the main Dame Hokage about Orochimaru's plan? And what about the current situation? Tsunade just took me away, and the masked man came that night. I didn't do anything with Orochimaru, at least I brought a lot of benefits to Konoha village, so it wasn't that difficult for you to clean up the mess in Hokage's position. This. Uzumaki Naruto's words made Tsunade speechless. Aside from talking about the future development of the village, just take the current reality. Uzumaki Naruto makes sense. Tsunade didn't know how to refute for a while. Moreover, now I have been kicked out by Danzo's conspiracy. Perhaps, I don't need to care about the good and bad of Konoha village. After all, in today's Konoha village, it seems that there is really no one worth remembering. Even the younger brother's tombstone has become dilapidated due to too long. Seeing Tsunade's silence, seeing her blank expression, Uzumaki Naruto's tone has also become much softer than the previous tough attitude. Actually, I understand what you're thinking. If it's not me who is talking to you here today, you probably wouldn't care who is with Orochimaru. And I'm the same, if the other party wasn't you, I wouldn't let Orochimaru call her to meet me. Uzumaki Naruto sighs. This deep look made Tsunade slightly stunned, and asked strangely, why do you say that? I remember Orochimaru said you wanted me to help you, so I called you here. Of course I want to say this. If you don't help me, I will naturally have my way. Naruto smiled. The reason why I met you is because you are the granddaughter of Uzumaki Mito, and you have the blood of my Uzumaki family in your body. And the reason I want you to help me is because my parents chose to sacrifice to protect Konoha village. I will not really watch Konoha village fall into other hands, or be removed from the ninja world. That way, all the sacrifices of my parents were wasted, as well as everything I received as a Jinchuriki as a child. Tsunade. Uzumaki Naruto paused, then said, to tell you the truth, I want to hold Konoha village in my hands. If you don't choose to help me, I will do it in my own way. Of course, I don't want to use my method, because many people will die that way. Uzumaki Naruto's words made Shizune turn pale with fright. Tsunade was stunned by what Uzumaki Naruto said earlier. Yes. You are the perfect Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, when the time comes. No. At this moment, Uzumaki Naruto suddenly interrupted Tsunade's reply. You miscalculated my strength. At my current level, I can wipe out all the ninjas in Konoha village in an instant. Boom. Uzumaki Naruto's arrogant attitude directly confused Shizune and Tsunade. Instantly wipe out all the ninjas in Konoha village? Impossible. This. How can this be? Looking at the sluggish looks of the two, Naruto smiled disdainfully and said, think about the masked man who went to Konoha village that night. Why did he wait until I was not in Konoha before going to Konoha to find you to vent his dissatisfaction with Senju Hashirama? With my current strength, I can't compare with others. Awesome. It's just too fierce. The audience couldn't believe Haiming's eloquence. This speech made with emotion and reason directly confused Jingji and Tsunade's life. Even, the vast majority of people think that if they don't know what Haiming is doing from the perspective of God, they may also be like Tsunade, who were bombarded by Haiming and doubted life. Tsunade. Who can stand up to this pause? Jiraiya. Hey, That kid Haiming, the level of speaking the truth is no less than that of Bai Ming. Uzumaki Naruto. Ah. My mouth is obviously stupid, and Kuro Naruto is better than me. Nine Tails. HMPH. You are indeed not as good as him, you only talk about ideals, and Hei Ming talks about what actually happened. Uzumaki Naruto. Cut. It's up to you, no matter what, the black tweet is Uzumaki Naruto, not Kurama. Nine Tails. I rub, Tamari. Wu LL Lieutenant. Konkuro. Is this the strong one? Playing everyone in the palm of your hand. It is true that Haiming's approach seems to be a bit troublesome. But many of the things he said were not unreasonable. Hei Ming doesn't have a bloodthirsty personality. Furthermore, he is very sensible and filial to his parents. He understands his parents' behavior and respects his parents' choice. Fourth Hokage and Kushina sacrificed their lives and Naruto's childhood in order to ensure the balance of the tailed beast. This is why Haiming chooses to use the smallest possible sacrifice for control of Konoha village. Otherwise, as he said, even if he forced his way to the top by killing, the people in Konoha village would be bleeding like rivers. Whether it is what Haiming wants to see is not important, he knows in his heart, at least his parents don't want to see it. In other words, the word spread will affect the status of his parents in the hearts of ninja people. Uchiha Mikoto. Kushina, Koronaru is a very filial child. Uzumaki Kushina. Yeah. But this, black and white, they are all the same. After a brainwashing by Uzumaki Naruto, Tsunade's brain seems to be unable to process this kind of information. Believe it or not. Although I don't know your views on family inheritance, and I don't know why you didn't inherit the surname of the Senju family. However, you have the blood of the Uzumaki family in your body, so I will give you a chance to choose. You can stay out of everything, but don't play against me when the time comes. If that's the case, don't blame me for being rude. Uzumaki Naruto's words exploded in Tsunade's mind like thunder. She thought again of Orochimaru's respectful look. Even the Akatsuki that the village has been on guard against seems to be nothing in his eyes. There is also Kirigakure's rebellious ninja Peachland. All of this seems to be alluding to Uzumaki Naruto's big fishy. After thinking for a long time, Tsunade said leisurely, "At least you said you want me to help you, and what can I do for you? If you ask me to help you do some unreasonable things, I'm sorry I can't do it." Naruto. This woman seems to be moved by you. Why don't you turn on Rinnegan to see what's on her mind? Maid Zhao, in the spiritual world, Nine Tails said excitedly. As long as Naruto starts to act, it seems that it will not be idle. I can move again, because I am happy. Llama. Totally useless. Women, your heart is still soft, and Tsunade is not a fool, she was swept out of Konoha village by Danzo. Do you really think she is not uncomfortable? Naruto waved his hand, signaling Nine Tails to watch carefully. Then, he looked at Tsunade, his expression suddenly became extremely serious. Of course I won't let you do something harmful. I just hope you come back to Konoha with me and support me to become the Hokage of Konoha village. The rest, I can only trouble you to deal with some people who come to you to complain and dissatisfaction. A person who complains about dissatisfaction. Tsunade was stunned for a moment, then suddenly realized. According to Naruto's age, there will definitely be many people from the family who will object. Maybe, there will be more people who support me, and those who are dissatisfied with Naruto will definitely find themselves to complain. You mean I just need to explain to them the importance of you being Hokage? Yeah. Naruto nodded. After all, it's better to have you on the scene to convince them than to have them foolishly treating me badly. If I catch up with me in a bad mood and they die, it's really worthless. Of course, you don't need to worry about that masked man who troubles you. As long as I stay in Konoha for a day, he won't dare to come. This. Seeing this, the audience of Baming World probably understood the situation. With Tsunade's current situation, she has no other better choice except Haiming's suggestion. And, this scene. Uzumaki Haiming didn't discuss with Tsunade at all, he was obviously giving Tsunade a notice. You can leave it alone, but then Konoha village will suffer. Shimura Danzo. Guard and apprentice of Konoha village second Hokage. Young Shimura Danzo was also a man of blood, and later became Hokage by Sarutobi Hiruzen. There was a great change in his mind. Hokage. It was his dream longing. In the world of Beiming, the audience knows that Danzo's final fate was forced by the vengeful Uchiha Sasuke to use the sealing technique to commit suicide. Has Uchiha Shisui's distinguished heavenly gods, but didn't cast it in the end either. Before he died, he wanted to destroy it together with Shisui's Sharingan, but unfortunately he failed. Of course, the funniest thing is that Uchiha Obito took back Sharingan, which has the strongest illusion, distinguished heavenly gods, and never used it. It's a pity that in the world of Hyumin, Danzo is known as the darkness of shinobi. The ability to play tricks is far behind Hyumin. The other party only relied on his face-numbing identity to implicate Konoha village's scalp numbness and Sanagakure by the way. After cleaning up Danzo, whether he wants to target Sanagakure or not is only a matter of Uzumaki Kuroning's thoughts. After all, he has enough reasons to attack Sanagakure. On this day, many days have passed since Tsunade left Konoha. This day is also the day when Shimura Danzo fulfilled the so-called Hokage dream. Due to Tsunade's departure, Shimura Danzo became the successor of 6th Hokage as a matter of course. Master Danzo. Root Organization. Yamanaka Fung and Aburame Shino half kneel in front of Danzo. Hokage's inauguration ceremony is about to be completed. Please Mr. Danzo go to the inauguration ceremony and declare the Hokage oath to all the ninjas in Konoha village. Hokage, Hokage. Shimura Danzo has never been so excited before. He who has always been able to keep his emotions calm and indifferent, is now trembling because of being too excited. Hiruzen yo. Danzo was happy, but he did not forget to mourn Sarutobi Hiruzen. Starting today, I will be the Hokage of Konoha village. You who are below, open your eyes wide and take a good look at how prosperous Konoha will be under my hands. An indecisive person like you. Speaking of which, Danzo closed one eye slightly, then opened it. Let's go. I'm going to Hokage right now. This time, Shimura Danzo is bound to win. Due to Tsunade's departure, there is no more suitable candidate for Konoha village today. Jiraiya. He did come back once, and he was quite dissatisfied with Konoha's behavior. It's a pity that as Sarutobi Hiruzen's apprentice and the legendary Sannin, how could he not understand the struggle between the high level? If you want to blame, you can really only blame the attack of Uchiha Madara and the threat of future existence. Although Jiraiya does not believe in the so-called theory that Uchiha Madara is alive, he has no evidence to prove that all this is a conspiracy. There is no way. Jiraiya can only leave angrily, wanting to track down Tsunade and investigate the information about the masked man who pretended to be Uchiha Madara to attack Konoha that night. Everything is under the control of Danzo. Even Jonin Captain Nara Shikahisa, who is known as Tomoyo Konoha, can't do anything about it. I can only appease some Jonin of the Tsunade faction in private. For the sake of peace in the future, I still vote for Shimura Danzo. On this day, Konoha village seems to be very lively, but the faces of many ninjas are listless. They are deeply washed by the will of Sarutobi Hiruzen fire, innocent and innocent. For Shimura Danzo who is a fighter, they have some conflicts in their hearts. Among the crowd, there is naturally Uzumaki Naruto who has already returned to Konoha village. Hey! I didn't expect Master Tsunade to leave like this. I thought the next Hokage was Lord Jiraiya, but I didn't expect. I heard that Mr. Danzo is a militant, and his methods are quite cruel. If he takes office, we will be very busy in the future. What do you mean? Could it be that? Yes, if he takes office, he will definitely greatly improve the friction with other ninja villages in the future. At that time, it is very likely that it will turn into a war. Hey, peace finally ushered in. Listen to the complaints of the Konoha village ninja. Uzumaki Naruto is a little speechless. The ninjas of Konoha village, as the armed forces of the Fire Nation, are they so cowardly? The war has not yet started, and I am already afraid of becoming like this. Naruto. Just Shimura Danzo scares them like this. If you become Hokage, won't they be scared to death? Nine Tails laughed jokingly. Everyone is a guy who is afraid of death. However, Naruto didn't care. Llama. It's a good thing that they are afraid of death, at least it will be convenient for our future rule. If everyone is not afraid of death, the two of us will really squat on the dead body and eat bark. Of course, with the strength of one of us in one fox, there is no need for this group of miscellaneous soldiers to come forward for war or something. They just need to honestly run errands and do what they can. Miscellaneous soldiers? He Ming's words are not surprising and endless. Seeing Uzumaki's arrogant tone, the audience seemed to be enlightened. The other party may have already regarded the ninja of Konoha village as a service staff who helped him run errands. This feeling is like the attitude of big names and celebrities in various countries towards ninjas. What ninjas are not ninjas, you are just tools to serve me. Tsunade. I see Koronaru's mentality, not to mention Konoha village. I think the Kingdom of Fire will be taken down by him soon. Jiraiya. I have to think that this is the idea of Nine Tails. Let Hamaki establish his own country, and then marry more wives to rebuild the Uzumaki clan. Uzumaki Kushina. To be honest, I am very much looking forward to that kid rebuilding the Uzumaki family. Senju Hashirama. If you really want to do that, Kuro Naruto will not only offend the daimyos of the Land of Fire, but also the daimyos of other countries. Uchiha Madara. Hashirama, don't worry, I can assure you that it will definitely not be a matter of Kuramichi offending daimyo, but a matter of which country he is going to bomb today. Senju Tobirama. Inuzuka Tooth. I really can't believe that I am in the same period as such a character. Yamanaka Ino. If I can become Haiming's wife in the future, wouldn't it mean that one person is under one person and above 10,000 people? Haruno Sakura. If you can hold Haiming emotionally to get his exclusive favor, you can also be the top of tens of millions. Onoki. Don't be so full of words. Our 5 major countries have a long history, and the strange ninjutsu of 5 flowers 8 gates. It is not an easy matter for Black Naruto to truly rule. 4th Raikage. And our ninja alliance. Terumi Mei. Forget it. Don't forget that our ninja alliance mainly relies on Uzumaki Beiming. Luo Sha. Then we will go to Uchiha Obito to cooperate. There must be a way. Uchiha Obito. Please, don't drag me into the water with you. The roof of the Konoha village Hokage office building. Elite Jonin and Captain Anbu stand in 2 rows respectively. Utatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura, holding the Hokage hat representing Hokage identity and the Hokage coat engraved with the words 6th Hokage. The two looked at each other, and they didn't expect that this old guy would actually give the symbol of Hokage to his old buddy. I really don't know how Hiruzen would feel if he saw this scene. Hey. I didn't expect Master Tsunade to leave Konoha village after less than a year as Hokage. Tiantian sighed. Naruto, if you didn't go to Sanagakure that night, would there be any other changes in the result? Uzumaki Naruto rubbed his nose and smiled awkwardly. There must be no change. After all, I am back now, and Tsunade-sama hasn't come back either. Damn it. Master Tsunade is the one who helped me heal my injuries. You can say that he gave me another life. I really don't want to lose to that kind of guy. Rock Lee is equally uncomfortable. The most helpless one is Haruno Sakura. Hey. I just wanted to learn from Master Tsunade and improve my strange power, but it turned out. Uchiha Sasuke didn't say anything. He doesn't care who becomes Hokage, he just wants to practice and defeat Uchiha Itachi. Naruto-kun. At this time, Hinata came up to him. I just heard that the newly appointed Lord Hokage looks very scary. Uzumaki Naruto smiled. Don't worry, there's nothing to be afraid of. At this time, Naruto realized that the change of more than 1 year is really huge. Especially Hyuga Hinata, there is always an illusion of excess nutrition. Everyone, however, at this moment, Shimura Danzo on the roof of the Hokage office building spoke. His voice has even become trembling with excitement. Back then, Sarutobi Hiruzen was standing here to accept the welcome from everyone in Konoha village. At that time, Danzo could only stand behind his back and hold his hatred silently. Later, Namikaze Minato was standing here again. At that time, Danzo didn't even come. There is also Tsunade from the previous year or 2. Now it's finally the old man's turn. Shimura Danzo grabs the Hokage hat that Utatane Kaharu handed over. Today, the teacher officially became 6. Unfortunately, the word Daimu Hokage has not been blurted out yet. The ninja below suddenly burst into turmoil. A large bird flies over Konoha village. Countless photos are scattered in every corner of Konoha village. Puff. Too cruel. Uzumaki Black Ming is simply going to push Shimura Danzo to a dead end. Actually, the photo of the meeting between Mionma and Shimura Danzo was sprinkled on the land of Konoha village when the other party Hokage took office. This method is absolutely fatal. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Tisk tisk tisk. I thought Hyeming would jump out to stop Danzo first, and show the evidence to everyone. Onoki. I didn't expect that kid would not take the blame. Terumi Mei. Does Koronaru mean that he won't personally participate in the Uzumaki that brought down Danzo? Sharp. Uzumaki Hyeming's method is even more vicious. The audience was dumbfounded when they thought of this. Uzumaki will not jump out to accuse Danzo himself, but use the identity of others to announce to the public what Danzo has done. Take it down first, then take Hokage's place by yourself. In this way, no one can think that he is planning all this behind the scenes, and naturally no one will think that Uzumaki Naruto is spying on Konoha village. Hey! Look, what's this? Isn't this Danzo-sama and Uchiha Madara? Why do the two of them stand together as if planning something? Impossible. Could it be that Mr. Danzo is the real culprit behind everything? Do you still remember? Uchiha Madara knows about Tsunade-sama's fear of blood, will. There is absolutely nothing wrong, Master Danzo must have leaked it. For a while, the crowd in Yinie village fell into chaos. A crowd of people, Uzumaki Naruto naturally had to pick up a photo, frowning in feigned surprise. But in the spiritual world, he showed a trace of contempt. See, Lama, this is how ordinary people think. The fact that Tsunade suffers from hemophobia is not a secret of Konoha village. Even if not many people know about it, it is not difficult to investigate this kind of information. It's a pity that now, it's just a photo of the meeting, and all the blame is directed at Shimura Danzo. Nine Tails heard the words, and pretended to nod deeply. Even if Danzo didn't do this now, he will take the blame. Danzo. What the hell is going on? Utatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura stared blankly at the photos in their hands. They couldn't believe it at all. The old man in front of them cooperated with people from outside the village in order to bring down Tsunade and become Hokage. Facing the chaos below and Utatane Kaharu's accusations, Shimura Danzo was also dumbfounded for a while. The matter of his meeting with Uchiha Madara. No, it should be said that the other party's matter of looking for him is private between the two of them. Why was the photo taken? Impossible. Shimura Danzo couldn't figure it out at all. Within his own root organization, he was facing a master like himself and Uchiha Madara again. Who can take photos without anyone noticing? Besides, it was night again. If he was taking pictures, the brightness of the flash would definitely arouse his vigilance. Not good, someone wants to frame me. Danzo's heart tensed up, but then, he seemed extraordinarily calm. Huh. This cold snort made Kaharu and Mito even more confused. Before the two of them could react, Shimura Danzo immediately looked at Elite Jonin in the row behind. You don't have to look at the old man with this kind of eyes. Use your brains. If I have colluded with that Uchiha Madara, how could someone take a picture of you? Do you think I'm an idiot? Besides, you have also seen the power of Uchiha Madara. It is easy to find the sneak shot. Shimura Danzo shouted loudly, and the audience suddenly fell silent. That's right. If Danzo-sama is really in collusion with Uchiha Madara, then this photo. It is definitely impossible to capture it. Even if it is captured, it will be discovered by Danzo-sama and Uchiha Madara. Danzo forces himself to calm down. Listening to the noise from below, the wind seems to be in my favor. Suddenly, Shimura Danzo's waist straightened a lot. So, there must be someone who is dissatisfied with the old man becoming a Hokage, so they deliberately use such despicable and shameless means. They must have used the transformation technique to turn into the appearance of the old man and Uchiha Madara, and then filmed to frame the old man. This kind of person who framed the new Hokage will definitely be investigated after taking office. Of course, if the instigator takes the initiative to admit his mistakes, the old man will naturally give him a chance to reform himself. Niyubi. As expected of Shimura Danzo, in such a passive situation, he controlled the situation on the field with just a few words. Not only that, but by the way, he expressed his deep understanding of righteousness. Tsunade. Don't say it, this old guy is still a bit capable. Jiraiya. After all, he is also a high-level executive of our Konoha village for decades. If he is really beaten up all of a sudden, it would be too useless. Orochimaru. Unfortunately, his opponent is Naruto-kun. Onoki. That's true. I think if Koronaru didn't have more handles on Danzo in Orochimaru's hands, he would definitely not make a move on him. Terumi Mei. Hey. It's a pity that Danzo didn't know that Orochimaru had joined Koronaru, and he didn't even know that Koronaru wanted to kill him. Sarutobi Hiruzen. My poor old man, still struggling, so miserable. Shimura Danzo. IFCK. Originally, the audience of Beiming World thought that Shimura Danzo would be greatly affected by the photo. But looking at the smug smile shown by the other party and the smug smile shown by Uzumaki Kuraning, in an instant, everyone began to mourn for Danzo. Killing people. Sure enough, Heiming's methods will always make people feel trembling from the bottom of their hearts. In a dark cave, Uchiha Obito's body felt already somewhat stiff. Not an opponent, no matter strength or wisdom, no one in the ninja world can pick out one who can match wits and courage with Uzumaki Kuraning. If it looks like you are fighting wits with him, he is actually playing with you like a cat catching a mouse. What will you face yourself by then? Obito didn't dare to think about it, at least he wouldn't foolishly think that the other party would love him as much as Bai Ming. I will not forgive myself even more. Even, Obito knew very well that if he really fell into Heiming's hands, his end would be more miserable than anyone else. I feel that the situation below has tended to stabilize. Shimura Danzo reveals a smug look. Could it be that Tsunade came back? Danzo hesitated for a moment, but quickly dismissed the idea. After all, Uchiha Madara is not easy to mess with. Even he was there to watch the match between Madara and Tsunade. Unless the ninjas of Konoha village disregard the safety of Konoha village and attack in groups, there is a possibility of winning. Since the other party is obsessed with Senju Hashirama's resentment, it seems to be very specific. With Tsunade's proud character, even if he chooses to die, he will not stay in Konoha and cause trouble to the village. Who would that be? Danzo glanced across a row of elite jonin from the corner of his eye, looking at Nara Shikaku with a neither salty nor indifferent expression. Or maybe Lu Ju. With his wisdom, maybe he wants to bring me down and ask Jiraiya to return. HMPH. Xiao Mian, do you really think that this little means can suppress me? Something beyond your control. When the situation stabilizes a bit, this old man will take you first. The idea falls to the ground. Shimura Danzo was about to continue speaking, but a high-pitched voice resounded throughout Konoha village. You look so broad-minded, Uncle Danzo. Nani? Who? The sudden sound stunned the ninjas of Konoha village. However, when they heard the voice of a human being, they suddenly became happy again. This voice. Is Master Tsunade? Is Master Tsunade back? It's Tsunade-sama. Look at the 5th Hokage rock. Isn't the person standing there exactly Tsunade-sama and Shizune-senpai? At the same time, everyone's eyes fell on 5th Hokage. The people who came were none other than Tsunade, who left Konoha village, and Shizune, who was holding a Tonko in his arms. Tsunade? Utatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura were stunned. Didn't you leave Konoha village? The two asked in unison. However, the speeches of the two of them were met with disapproval by Tsunade. A few days ago, when Tsunade digested information about Uzumaki Naruto at Orochimaru's base, he communicated a lot with Orochimaru. Nowadays, Naruto's strength is unfathomable. I think it will definitely bring great changes to the ninja world in the future. Orochimaru's idea is very simple and simple. Those who know current affairs are Junji. And with Uzumaki Naruto in the situation, the future trend of the ninja world is unstoppable. There is no need to wait for the car. Besides, it's better to hang out with a strong person than to be found as cannon fodder at that time. The sooner you join, the better for your future. Also, when Tsunade heard what Orochimaru was doing with Shimura Danzo, she couldn't believe that they had done so many things behind their backs. Wood-style experiment, Sharingan experiment. Shimura Danzo's seemingly hanging half-arm is actually Uchiha Shin's arm, all of which are Sharingan, and wood-style has also been transplanted. The purpose is to better control 9 tails for your own use. What made Tsunade even more disgusted was that most of the human body materials Orochimaru used to experiment were provided by Shimura Danzo. Shameful. Hateful. Hateful. Grandfather's Konoha village was actually surrounded by this kind of population. Danzo. Although Tsunade wished to tear Danzo apart, in order to guarantee Naruto's plan, she suppressed the anger in her heart. The information in my hand is because I provided it. It's all the things you did with him back then. Now, let's invite everyone in Konoha village to watch. After speaking, Tsunade suddenly took out a stack of documents and threw them at the Konoha village ninjas under the Hokage office building. Orochimaru? Danzo-sama and Orochimaru, do you mean? The Konoha village ninja was completely dumbfounded. They don't know what kind of drama they want to make today. But it is obvious that the scene is full of gunpowder. This is. In order to force the director of the orphanage, Yakushi Nanoyu, to do spy work, he threatened the children of the orphanage and swallowed the maintenance funds given to the orphanage by the Third Generation Project. Yakushi Kabuto has no choice but to replace Nanoyu to join the spy war work since childhood. However, Danzo used Yakushi Kabuto as a threat and continued to force Nanoyu to carry out spy work, and provided the other party with false information about Yakushi Kabuto's growth, and finally ordered Nanoyu to kill Yakushi Kabuto, resulting in Nanoyu's death in the Yakushi Kabuto's hands. Is this true? How dare Lord Danzo? He actually swallowed the funds of the orphanage, don't the adults of the third generation know? Hey! Didn't you see what was said above? Mr. Danzo threatens the children in the orphanage, who dares to report this matter? There is still. Impossible. Master Danzo actually provided Orochimaru with experimental materials. No wonder the ninjas in our village disappeared in the village for no reason. There are also children in the surrounding villages, all of them. Courtesy of Shimura Danzo, this is. Master Danzo transplanted Hashirama cells in order to control the 9 tails of Konoha village for his own use, and Sharingan. The reason why Shimura Danzo strongly demanded to eliminate the Uchiha clan was to get Uchiha's Sharingan. Boom. Concept collapsed. At this moment, the ninja in the trapped village couldn't believe what he saw. Shimura Danzo has been a high-level executive of Konoha village for decades, and he actually took advantage of his position to do so many insane things. And it's all about persecuting Konoha compatriots. What is the concept of the so-called Konoha village being a family? As a senior executive of Konoha village, he actually did such a heartless thing. This is simply a great irony of Konoha village. Shimura Danzo. At this moment, Uchiha Sasuke was also dumbfounded. What's going on? Could it be that Uchiha's genocide has nothing to do with Uchiha Itachi? Is it all Shimura Danzo's fault? This bastard. Damn guy. Uchiha Sasuke broke out. Angrily, he was about to rush forward, but was grabbed by Uzumaki Naruto. Sasuke. Naruto shouted loudly, his expression suddenly shocked Uchiha Sasuke. Naruto, but calm down, things haven't settled down yet. Uzumaki Naruto's indifferent tone also made Uchiha Sasuke stop. He was angry, he was confused. However, he could only tremble and stand motionless on the spot. As expected of Uzumaki Black Naruto, even Uchiha Sasuke was already so angry that he still pressed the opponent to death. Presumably it is the chakra that exudes from the body, completely shocking the other party. And Uzumaki, who got serious, really gave people invisible pressure. At least this time, he didn't shout, "Help, a pack of nonsense." Why did the old man partner with Orochimaru's kind of rebellion? Tsunade. Even if you leave Konoha village, it's not the old man's responsibility. Uchiha Madara's target is you. Konoha village will be of great benefit after you leave. Shimura Danzo's tone is obviously not as calm as before. He pointed at the Tsunade on the Hokage rock angrily, and shouted, "Did you come back to target this old man because your Hokage position was deprived by the daimyo?" Fart. Tsunade was also very angry, and replied, "I don't care whether I do Hokage or not, but your evil deeds are really harmful to Konoha village. I came back this time just to let everyone see your true face." Besides, speaking of which, Tsunade tried his best to adjust his emotions. High voice. At the beginning of the Chunin exam, How did Orochimaru successfully infiltrate Konoha village and kill the 3 grass ninjas? Danzo. Orochimaru has already told me everything. You also participated in the collapse plan for Konoha village. You let Orochimaru kill 3rd Hokage. Even if you miss, you can still use 3rd Hokage's dereliction of duty to put pressure on him to take the blame and resign as Hokage. When you take office, you will use your position to send Uchiha Sasuke to Orochimaru. What else do you have to say? What? This is the most breaking news. Konoha Shinobi's head is about to explode. What kind of terrible deal is this? Shimura Danzo, in order to become a Hokage, joined forces with Daiji to kill 3rd generation? Insane. Shimura Danzo is crazy in order to become Hokage, he is crazy. Is this true? It's terrible, it's impossible. The ninja minds of Konoha village are buzzing, and now they don't know how to think about this matter. Mr. Kakashi, Danzo-sama. Is he the murderer who killed the 3rd generation? Haruno Sakura looks tremblingly at Hitaki Kakashi. As a new generation of ninjas in Konoha village, where have I seen such a scene? Even if yes, it was the first time I heard that the companions of Konoha village would unite with outsiders to kill Hokage. It's okay, don't be afraid. Kakashi sneered. Isn't our hero Naruto still there? So no matter what happens, be calm. Kakashi is talking, but he already has an idea in his heart. Assassinate Hokage? His eyes become sharper. Shimura Danzo had done this many years ago, but fortunately he notified him in time, and Sarutobi Hiruzen made preparations in advance. He has long been familiar with this kind of dark matter of open and secret fighting between high-level officials. However, I really didn't expect that Danzo would join forces with Orochi's traitor to kill the 3rd generation. Pure Land World. Senju Hashirama and Senju Tobirama, the brothers' eyes widened. In the Black World, this battle is much more exciting than in the White World. Especially Senju Tobirama, he couldn't imagine that his apprentice did so many things that would make him mad several times. If it wasn't for Kuro Naruto who wanted to overthrow Shimura Danzo. Perhaps the Danzo Orochimaru team-up was buried. Hehe, Orochimaru? Danzo chuckled disdainfully. Tsunade. I teamed up with Orochimaru to kill Hiruzen? You can't talk nonsense like this. Besides, what evidence do you have to prove that there is a connection between me and Orochi? Besides, Orochimaru is a traitor, can you believe his words? And why did you come together with rebellion? Danzo pretends to be calm. He was full of panic, he couldn't figure out why Orochimaru would say this to Tsunade. Then grandson, why did you betray yourself? Betraying the self who is going to be Hokage, wouldn't it do him any good? Death is imminent, are you still messing around here? Tsunade also showed a trace of contempt. Danzo. When the two of us competed for the position of Hokage, let's not talk about the fact that you sent a wandering ninja to assassinate me. The letter you wrote to Orochimaru, you want Orochimaru to come forward to solve my matter, the letter is in my hand. I won't show you all of this. Master Danzo, if you want to prove your innocence, can you take off the bandages around your arms in front of all the ninjas in Konoha village? Let everyone take a look. What happened to your broken arm for so many years, why can't it be healed? Tsunade suddenly looked like he was holding the winning ticket, and his face was full of contempt. I am the strongest medical ninja fu in the ninja world. I don't need me to help you look at the symptoms. Lore. Shimura Danzo of the Black Naruto world no longer looks like he was before. Tsunade's move directly forced Danzo to a dead end. Of course the broken arm couldn't be healed. Because it was not broken, but to seal and suppress the power of the Ten Sharingan on the arm in the power of wood style. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Ho ho ho, Danzo, my old buddy, in the world of Hei Ming, your end can be much worse than sealing half a building to death. N. Utatane Kaharu. It never occurred to me that you, Danzo, colluded with Orochimaru to launch a war against Konoha village? Mitokado Homura. I remember when Pen came, Anbu from the Root organization wanted to go to support, but was also rejected by Danzo, just waiting for Tsunade to finish and he succeeded Hokage. Onoki. This drama is really enjoyable, Your Excellency Shimura Danzo, you have been driven to death, before you die, what do you want to say? Terumi Mei. I do all this for Konoha. Senju Tobirama. Senju Hashirama. Shimura Danzo. Yeah. You don't have to read my jokes. Wait for Kurozen to get rid of me. You will be next. Don't forget Hiruzen. You are Hokage, even if I have done so much. It is also your Hokage's fault. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Danzo. You. Orochimaru. Sensei Sarutobi, it seems that even if you die, you may not be able to leave a good reputation. Beiming World. Shimura Danzo's stubbornness at the end was a surprise. If the situation is really as he said, after Koronaru has dealt with Danzo, it is very likely that he will point the finger at the remaining Udatein Kaharu and Mitokado Homura. After all, with Hymen's character, it is definitely impossible to accept that there are two old guys around him trying to bully him. Maybe in a moment of excitement, I sent 4 old buddy members. This time, Shimura Danzo is facing the biggest crisis in his life. He who has been calculating others, when was he forced to this extent by others? However, Danzo, who has seen strong winds and waves, still remains calm on the surface. Face? Dignity? For him, there is no such thing. Tsunade, you are the granddaughter of first Hokage, the apprentice of third Hokage. I don't pursue your nonsense, but you and Orochimaru joined forces to slander the old man and try to destroy the inner peace of Konoha village. It is impossible for me to forgive you. Be the first to act first. Shimura Danzo's eyes revealed a hint of ruthlessness. Let this woman continue talking, and the situation will become more and more chaotic. Come on. Danzo shouted loudly. Take Tsunade down. As soon as this remark came out, the ninjas in Yi village froze. Don't tell me Danzo-sama doesn't want to prove his innocence in front of everyone? Fort. Master Danzo, I think there must be some misunderstanding. As long as you show everyone your arm, won't everything come to light? Nara Luju just finished speaking, and felt a chill in front of her. Presumptuous. Danzo said loudly. This old man is the 6th Hokage. Does anyone say that this old man is not, and this old man has to prove himself according to his requirements? This. Danzo saw that Nara Luju and the others hadn't moved, so he didn't really care. All this was expected in. No problem. Since the death of Sarutobi Hiruzen, Danzo, who has no one to suppress, has secretly developed a group of new forces. Anbu from the Root organization rushed out from the surroundings in an instant. Rushes towards Tsunade. However, just as the two sides were about to engage in a battle, a golden light rose from the crowd. Followed by bursts of screams. The Anbu ninjas of the Root organization all flew out backwards. Naruto? It's Uzumaki Naruto. It's a bad thing. The two sides are going to fight. Uzumaki Naruto's sudden participation in the battle immediately made all the ninjas in Konoha village nervous. They do remember that the opponent is Konoha village's secret weapon, Nine Tails Jinchuriki. And obviously, the opponent is on Tsunade's side. Not good. Seeing this, Hitaki Kakashi said in a flustered expression, Naruto is impulsive, he shouldn't be involved in the battle between high-level officials. Mr. Kakashi? Yamanaka Ino and others are also extremely nervous. They are all for Tsunade in their hearts, but the current situation is chaotic, and no one dares to choose a team at will. After all, this kind of thing does not involve one person, it will even affect the entire family, and if it is more serious, it may affect Konoha village. Uzumaki Naruto. Shimura Danzo narrowed his eyes and looked at the Anbu ninjas of the Root organization that fell to the ground. He said slowly, as a ninja from Konoha village, do you want to rebel? This situation is really beyond Danzo's imagination. Uzumaki Naruto actually stood on Tsunade's side, which is simply forcing himself to death. Uzumaki Naruto, what are you doing? You. How can you do it before this matter is investigated clearly? Udatein Kaharu and Mitokado Homura are stunned. Nine Tails Jinchuriki from Konoha village also started to participate in it. Moreover, it was when no one agreed. In this way, Naruto in front of him is not under the control of the village at all. Tracking down? Isn't it very simple to figure out this matter? It only needs Master Danzo to show the packaged severed arm to everyone. Uzumaki Naruto said indifferently. This. Udatein Kaharu and Mitokado Homura look at each other. Tsunade and Uzumaki Naruto's actions are clearly pushing Danzo. Although, As long as Danzo can show everyone his broken arm, there is no problem. However, this behavior of Uzumaki Naruto is a distrust of their high-level Konoha, and it is a persecution of their high-level Konoha. Once Danzo submits, no matter whether the result can prove his innocence or not, this behavior has severely trampled on the majesty of Konoha's senior management. As the Hokage assistant of Konoha village, we will handle this matter. Naruto, it's none of your business here, you should step back first. Udatane Kaharu hastily dissuaded. However, her words took Uzumaki Naruto for a while. Casually said, "Nonsense, are you too old and confused? Don't think that I don't know. The three of you have been in a relationship for decades, and you may know what will happen behind the scenes. Right now, while everyone is here, we need 10 reasonable explanations from Master Danzo." Nani? Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura's eyes straightened when they heard this. Inverted. Uzumaki Naruto is reversed. Uzumaki Naruto, do you want to rebel? Rebel? Uzumaki Naruto's eyes flickered coldly. I ignored Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura, but said loudly, after first Hokage established Konoha, what we want is to love each other in the village. Selling out the village and hurting the villagers is a disgraceful act. Moreover, in order to protect the villages that the villagers depend on for their survival, how many sacrifices have been made? The first ninja war, the second ninja war, the third ninja war. Countless Konoha village ninjas have followed suit. Besides, Uzumaki Naruto paused, then continued, the Nine Tails Rebellion. My father fourth Hokage and mother Uzumaki Kushina, in order to maintain the balance of the village tail beasts, chose to sacrifice their lives to seal 9 tails in my body. Because of this, I have been cast aside and excluded since I was a child, and I don't even have the right to know who my parents are. What? Uzumaki Naruto was in the same period, his mind sank, and he was immediately dumbfounded. Naruto. Naruto's father is the fourth Hokage? Is this real? Mr. Kakashi, Mr. Hong, Mr. Guy. Ms. Asuma. The four of them looked guilty when they heard the words, they didn't say anything, they just nodded slightly. Boom. At this moment, Naruto's contemporaneous ninja was dumbfounded. No one thought that Naruto had such an identity, and no one thought that his childhood would be so difficult. But even so, he still protected everyone in the Konoha Honkai clan. Not to mention the Konoha village ninjas who died during the Nine Tails Rebellion. Uzumaki Naruto continues his impassioned speech. The Hyuga family was robbed of their eyes by Cloud Shinobi village. We third Hokage chose to endure in order to avoid more sacrifices caused by the war. The tragedy that led to Neji's father. The war with Cloud Shinobi village did not start. Konoha village escaped a disaster, and those who survived were supplied to Orochimaru for experiments by you. Are you sorry for the people who died protecting the village? No matter what happens today, you have to show your arms for everyone to see. Uzumaki Naruto's speech made all the ninjas lower their heads. They are angry, it's just that it's not clear who shouted in the crowd. Yes. Naruto is right. It's just a glance, and it doesn't hinder anything. Master Danzo, in order to ensure your innocence, let everyone take a look. That's right, Master Danzo, I vomited because of sleepiness. Numb. The audience in Beiming World has no idea how much psychological pressure Shimura Danzo has to bear in the face of such a scene. But looking at his appearance, he seemed to be okay. Could it be that he has something behind him? Snort. Shimura Danzo snorted coldly, facing Uzumaki Naruto's aggression. His face gradually became gloomy. It seems that this troublesome guy, Uzumaki Naruto, needs to be dealt with first before this matter can be settled. Danzo's thoughts settle. 3 Tomo Sharingan, who was separated by a bandage, suddenly spun crazily and changed shape. I didn't plan to use this trick originally, you forced me to do this, Naruto. Tsunade. As that? Distinguished heavenly gods? Uchiha Fugaku. Danzo actually wants to use Shisui's distinguished heavenly gods. Does that mean he wants to change Naruto? Uchiha Itachi. This. Senju Tobirama. No wonder Danzo is so calm, it turned out that he planned to use this hand. Uchiha Madara. It's useless, distinguished heavenly gods sounds very powerful. Maybe it is very effective against ordinary people, but Mangekyo is very effective against Rinnegan. The difference in mental power level is 10,000 miles, not to mention that he is not the real Uchiha. The pupil technique, the use of it will be discounted. Hitaki Kakashi. It shouldn't be a problem, after all, I use Obito's Sharingan, and it works very well. Uchiha Shisui. It is true that other gods can quietly and completely tamper with the will of others and make them obey the caster, but in the final analysis, distinguished heavenly gods is an illusion, and the caster cannot be aware of the illusion in himself, but if outsiders come to investigate, they can still be found. Orochimaru. I see, so after Danzo had your eyes, he didn't use them on Sarutobi-sensei. According to Shimura Danzo's obsession with Hokage, after getting distinguished heavenly gods, you only need to use it on Sarutobi Hiruzen to make it his own puppet. Even if Danzo is not Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen can make Sarutobi Hiruzen do anything according to his orders. There would be no, Danzo, I'm the Hokage, scene. And if someone discovers the distinguished heavenly gods in Sarutobi Hiruzen, even if it cannot be deciphered, it will cause huge damage to the Sarutobi Hiruzen group. Sure enough, no ninjutsu is perfect statement. Distinguished heavenly gods activated. Shimura Danzo sensed that the operation was completed, and the corner of his mouth curled up with pride. Calmly said, Naruto, you are still young, very impulsive. You should step back first. The old man will naturally give an explanation to the ninjas in Konoha village. Just facing Danzo's calmness, Uzumaki Naruto was stunned. He couldn't help but said to Nine Tails, Llama. Is Danzo stupid? What is he saying? He doesn't think that this sentence alone can make me quit. Besides, he actually smiled smugly, as if I would definitely listen to him. Nine Tails are equally confused. Nodded and said, maybe, this old guy is really driven crazy by the situation in front of him. See, Naruto froze. Danzo was even more pleased. Before he could continue to speak, Uzumaki Naruto asked, what are you laughing at? Do you think this is funny? Don't blot. Quickly untie the bandage in your hand. If you don't act, I will help you. Nani. Facing Uzumaki Naruto's tough attitude, Danzo stared wide-eyed, and his unbelievable look immediately made Uzumaki Naruto extremely annoyed. Never mind. Let me do it myself. Impossible. Looking at Uzumaki Naruto walking towards him, Shimura Danzo couldn't believe what he saw. He just used distinguished heavenly gods to change Naruto's will, making the other party obey him unconditionally. The opponent should already be his puppet. Why? Why Uzumaki Naruto is not affected by anything? Shimura Danzo's mind is in chaos at this moment. Seeing that Naruto is coming to his side, two figures suddenly appear, blocking Naruto's way. Master Danzo, you go first. Heart-turning technique. Yamanaka K's just wanted to try to enter Naruto's body. It's a pity that a terrible chakra immediately bounced it out. With a line of blood spurting out of his mouth, Yamanaka was thrown to the ground violently. He is from our Yamanaka clan. Yamanaka Ino covers her mouth in horror. Looking at the motionless Yamanaka wind not far away, she knew very well that the moment the opponent attacked Naruto just now, he died. Phosphorus bug. A familiar voice enters Aburame Shino's ears. Shina suddenly looks towards the roof. At this moment, a purple ninja is rushing towards Uzumaki Naruto. Take the route. Shi Nao, he is? Inuzuka asked curiously. Shi Nao's voice trembled a little. He is my childhood friend, and he is a girl. This trick is a secret technique of the Aburame family. It spreads nanoscale poisonous insects on the body. Once someone else touches their body, they will be poisoned, and the poisonous insects will flow into the opponent's cells and destroy it. Take the root of him. Shi Nao doesn't know why Tokugan would attack Naruto for the sake of the group. However, it was too late. Zhi Nao looked at the roof of the building and felt a twinge of pain in his heart. His childhood friend was cut in two by a flash of golden light in front of all the Konoha village ninjas. No, Naruto-kun is poisoned. Hyuga looks worried. However, in the next second, Uzumaki Naruto just casually swung the arm that hit Aburame to take the root. A puddle of purple venom was immediately thrown to the ground by him. As for Naruto himself, there is nothing wrong with him. Seeing this, the ninja of Konoha village couldn't help but gasp. This When did Uzumaki Naruto's strength become so terrifying? However, before all the ninjas digested the situation in front of them, a loud noise came from the roof of the office building. With the smoke and dust, Shimura Danzo's body fell violently from the office building in front of everyone. Look. Master Danzo. Impossible, this is. Everyone was completely shocked by the scene in front of them. With Danzo falling from the sky are shattered metal props. However, the skin color of Danzo's arm that has been wrapped around him does not match his own skin color. What is surprising is that this arm is the Sharingan that Tsunade said. Shimura Danzo. Seeing this, Sasuke rushed towards him like crazy. Danzo, who fell heavily on the ground, only felt his head go numb. Is this Jinchuriki from Nine Tails? The power is so terrifying, Chakra's explosive gas alone shattered his equipment for sealing Sharingan. Shimura Danzo got up and felt the breath coming from behind. Not to mention anything else, Danzo just kicked his head back. Boom. Sasuke, who was furious, was thrown out by Danzo Ruffy. Hateful. Uchiha Sasuke was in pain, but he was so angry that he didn't have time to feel the pain from his body. Just about to get up and go up again, but was gently held down by Naruto, who rushed over. Sasuke, don't be so anxious. This guy, I'll let you poke him a few holes. Seeing Naruto's arrival, Sasuke got a little relief. Naruto, this guy actually. Looking at the Sharingan with Danzo's arms full, Uchiha Sasuke was so angry that his bones cracked. Danzo. What else do you have to say? Uzumaki Naruto steps towards Danzo. Shimura Danzo flustered. He never expected that things would develop to this point. Especially feeling the indifference of the Konoha village ninjas around him, he knew very well that if no miracle happened today, he would most likely die in the hands of Uzumaki Naruto. Damn Uzumaki Naruto. Danzo hesitated in his heart. He couldn't figure out why his distinguished heavenly gods lost their effect on Naruto's body. Uchiha wanted to start an armed war against Konoha village. Should we keep them? As soon as Danzo said this, everyone was even more surprised. As ordinary ninjas in Konoha village, their idea is that Uchiha Itachi suddenly went mad and killed his own people. Now, why is it that the Uchiha clan wants to start a war against Konoha again? For a while, the ninjas of Sleepy Leaf Village were collectively surrounded. They cannot accept why there are so many chilling things in a village that has always been peaceful. 07 Especially the appearance of Shimura Danzo's half-arm made some young ninjas who had never seen the world feel nauseated. Whether Uchiha launched an armed struggle against the village, no one can confirm such a thing. But Naruto's tone became light. Master Danzo, your armed Sharingan can prove that what Master Tsunade said is true. You are guilty of collusion with Orochimaru. It seems that the fact that you and that Uchiha Madara colluded together to harm Master Tsunade should also be true. The purpose is to become Hokage, and then use your position to continue to entrap your fellow villagers in order to satisfy your personal desires. It's over. Now that things have developed to this point. Shimura Danzo of the Black Naruto world, even with mouths all over his body, can no longer defend himself. Moreover, Hymen didn't give him a chance to breathe at all. The Uchiha clan naturally wanted to carry out an armed resistance against Konoha village and wanted to control Konoha village. But under the circumstances of the scene, this kind of thing is not enough to win the chance of exonerating Danzo. So what if the Uchiha clan wants to wage war on Konoha? Who knows about this? Or who lived through Uchiha's war against Konoha village? No one. But the reality is that Danzo's full-armed Sharingan validates all the facts Tsunade stated. In order to provide experimental materials for Orochimaru, he murdered his compatriots in Konoha village. In order to achieve their own goals, entrap Konoha village. This matter is already a certainty, and no one would be so stupid as to not know how to choose. Uzumaki Naruto. You are just a stinky brat who has obtained the power of a tailed beast, Sha Wigan. What do you think the world of ninjas looks like? The cornered Danzo glared at Naruto in front of him. Unfortunately, what I got in return was a contemptuous smile from the other party. What is the ninja world like, and what does it have to do with me? I only know that now I can clean up the door for Konoha village and deal with your cancer. Say it. Uzumaki Naruto's arms turned into giant golden claws, grabbing Danzo's in midair. Help. It's time to vent your inner anger. Uzumaki Naruto finishes speaking. Uchiha Sasuke was startled for a moment, then quickly said to Naruto, Naruto. Thank you for leaving him to me. After speaking, Uchiha Sasuke slowly walked towards Danzo. While walking, take out a kunai from the ninja bag. How many of my compatriots have you persecuted to be able to successfully transplant this arm Sharingan? Perhaps. My brother who betrayed Konoha village also helped you take the blame. Bring up Uchiha Itachi. Naruto frowned. It seems that the guy who taught himself how to throw a shuriken is not as simple as he imagined. To blame? Naruto feels that Sasuke's words are inappropriate. Who in the world is willing to take the blame for the people who killed their own clan? It would be considered kindness not to mutilate his body into thousands of pieces, so there is no need to take the blame, right? I can't figure it out. Uzumaki Naruto really can't figure out what the braided brother Uchiha Itachi who taught himself how to throw a shuriken is pretending to be in his mind. At least Naruto likes Sasuke more than Itachi, who is extremely jealous when he sees his enemies. Boy, how dare you! Danzo tried his best, and the group found that he couldn't move even if he was grabbed by Uzumaki Naruto. Seeing that Uchiha Sasuke was really going to stab himself with kunai, in front of all the Konoha village ninjas, Danzo really panicked. Uzumaki Naruto. Uchiha Sasuke, give me assistance. At this time, Utatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura led several Anbu to rush forward. Naruto and Sasuke's approach is simply not paying attention to their Konoha village executives. However, at this moment, two figures descended, blocking the way of several people in an instant. Tsunade. You. What you up to? Utatane Kaharu roars. Tsunade flicked his ponytail, extremely indifferent. Didn't you see that Naruto is cleaning up the cancer for Konoha village, so please don't bother me. By the way, Tsunade glanced coldly at the Anbu behind Utatane Kaharu. You also saw the strength of Naruto just now, the result of you going up is death. We are all from Konoha village, don't make unnecessary sacrifices. However, what Tsunade said made Naruto stunned. He feels that these words are meaningful, as if they are not just for those Anbu. Konoha. It's going to change. Naruto swallowed, feeling cold sweat on her tense palms. Also at this moment, a light popping sound reached everyone's ears. Uchiha Sasuke unceremoniously picked up kunai, and walked in and out of Danzo with a ferocious face. This feeling of killing enemies makes Uchiha Sasuke feel happy. However, Yinshin is also confused. He is venting the hatred that has been silent in his heart for so many years. Damn bastard, actually forcibly suppressed the Uchiha clan for Sharingan. This anger made Sasuke tremble all over, and even his eyes began to bleed. Naruto, Sasuke's Sharingan seems to have evolved. Nine Tails said strangely. Naruto does not take it seriously. The Uchiha clan was originally able to make the Sharingan evolve and strengthen through emotional stimulation. The Sharingan on Danzo's arm may have brought him a deep stimulation. Looking at Sasuke's pupils turning into six-pointed stars. Uzumaki Naruto remains calm. At least, Sasuke like this can be considered a good combat power. A few more streams of blood spurted out. Shimura Danzo was finally unwilling to be humiliated, and roared with a ferocious face, Uzumaki Naruto. Even if the old man dies, I will drag you unconscious. You follow the old man on the road together. Say it. Uzumaki Naruto suddenly felt Shimura Danzo's whole body chakra concentrated on one point. The next moment, Li Xixiang's seal autumn engraved on his body began to swell. Not good, it's a sealing technique. Nine Tails screams. Naruto, let him go quickly. Hearing this, Naruto nodded. He didn't expect to force Shimura Danzo to commit suicide in the end. Throwing both hands, Uzumaki Naruto threw Danzo high into the sky. Then, a black flash burst out from the sky. Completely disappeared from people's field of vision. Good guy. The audience in Beiming World were stunned. In their world, Shimura Danzo took at least half of the bridge with him when he died. But in Haiming's world, before Danzo left, he had no choice but to take away a wave of air. Take away a trace of loneliness. Miserable. It is too miserable. Onoki. Hey. I didn't expect Shinobu no Kuroshi to go offline like this. Terumi Mei. Yes, this is the difference in strength. No matter how hard Danzo struggles, in Hymen's hands, he is nothing more than an ant. Fourth Raikage. But I didn't expect that when Uchiha Sasuke vented the hatred in his heart, he would actually open the Mangekyo Sharingan. Luo Sha. This Uzumaki Black Naruto controls Konoha to increase his combat power, but I look at Nara Shirju as if he has already felt everything. I don't know how he will choose. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Wait a minute, don't you think it's strange? Earlier, in the battle between Danzo and Sasuke, he used Izanagi. Why did he choose death so simply this time? Orochimaru. Sensei Sarutobi seems to be very reasonable. Danzo is not someone who would choose to give up easily. Jiraiya. And the Li Sixiong seal will leave corpses. After Danzo exploded in the sky, there were no corpses. Tsunade. Could it be? Who? Uchiha Sasuke gasped heavily. Danzo is dead. He felt a lot more relaxed. It's just that at the same time, he also had other things in his heart. That is about Uchiha Itachi's genocide. The other party must have concealed something from himself. Should Sasuke clenched his fists, determined to find Uchiha Itachi and ask him about this matter. Naruto. Sasuke came to Uzumaki Naruto, who was staring at the sky in a daze. Oh. Help. Naruto habitually patted Sasuke on the shoulder a few times. Do you feel better? Sasuke nods. No more words. At this time, in the mental space of Uzumaki Naruto, Nine Tails asks suspiciously, Naruto, do you feel it? Danzo doesn't seem to be dead. I can feel it. There was indeed a chakra who was exactly the same as him just now and escaped in the chaos after the explosion. Uzumaki Naruto rubbed his chin and thought for a while. It seems that Danzo used some kind of secret method to escape. What should I do? Nine Tails is very irritable. Escaped in your hands, we want to chase the snow. If you chase now, with your strength, you will be able to win him soon. Unfortunately, it was beyond Nine Tails' expectations. Uzumaki Naruto looked quite relaxed and said, why are we chasing after? Also, as long as he is still near Konoha village, we can easily find him by using the telescope technique with the perception of his chakra. And if what I think is right, he is definitely not a person who gives up lightly. When the time comes, I will definitely come back for revenge. Nine Tails listened to Naruto's analysis, and the more he listened, the more speechless he became. Why do you want to make trouble for yourself? Trouble? Uzumaki Naruto was blank. Nine Tails glanced. Llama. You don't understand again. Danzo wants to take revenge on me. Isn't there no difference between him coming alone and looking for death? At this time we need to send out Noodles. Oh, the so-called Uchiha Madara. We have to help him. Let him contact his subordinates who are still in Konoha village. When the time comes, let's give him a pot. Just help me clear up these obstacles on the road. Audience. What a genius idea. If Hymen wants to control Konoha, he will definitely meet many people who oppose him. If you want to kill, you can't kill it directly. But, with Shimura Danzo, it's a different story. If Shimura Danzo wants revenge, he will definitely contact his old clan, or encourage other clans in Konoha village who are on his side. At that time, as long as this group of people take action against He Ming will immediately find a reason to pay them off completely. Even, it can kill chickens and monkeys for everyone in Konoha village. Tsunade. Ah. Uncle Danzo, you were really miserable in Hemming's world. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Old man, if you say we die, we will die. Please be happy, you have to struggle, it's better now. Onoki. Has the darkness of shinobi become a tool used by Koronaru? Fourth Raikage. Your Majesty Danzo, who has spent his whole life taking advantage of others, has now become a tool for others to take advantage of, and he deserves it. Shimura Danzo. Shimura Danzo, hehe. Fourth Raikage. It's over. Your Excellency Danzo may be fooled by the stimulation. Shimura Danzo. Fourth Raikage, I would like to advise you, a guy with a brain full of muscles, you better protect me from going to your village for help, like Cloud Shinobi village. Such a greedy village. When the time comes to become my accomplice, fourth Rakage, you will die with me. Fourth Rakage. Fourth Rakage. I take back what I just said. Lord Danzo, you have a lot of adults. Go to our Cloud Shinobi village instead. Shimura Danzo 6th Hokage Broken Dream by Uzumaki Naruto. Those headed by Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura are angry at Uzumaki Naruto's disobedience to management. However, Shimura Danzo's Sharingan arm, the evidence is conclusive, and it also makes their Konoha village senior management quite passive. What's more, in their hearts, Shimura Danzo has been forced by Naruto the Whirlpool to commit suicide by using the Li Sixiang seal. This matter, Konoha's high-level executives can't pursue it too much. The rest is the attribution of Hokage. Jiraiya was dumbfounded when she learned of Danzo's death, and returned to Konoha village in a hurry. The high-level officials signaled that Jiraiya would replace the dead Danzo as the 6th Hokage of Konoha village, but was rejected by Jiraiya. What he means is to ask Tsunade to continue as 5th Hokage. And I hope that Uzumaki Naruto can become Tsunade's bodyguard, so that he doesn't have to worry about Uchiha Madara's harassment. However, Tsunade still hopes to build a solitary hut not far from Konoha village for reasons of inconvenience. In this way, Uchiha Madara can not only prevent Konoha from harassing Konoha, but also can quickly assist each other when there is a situation in Konoha village or yourself. As for the candidate for 6th Hokage, Tsunade recommends Uzumaki Naruto, who sweeps Konoha's cancer. However, when this news came out, the entire Konoha village was shocked. The new generation of young ninjas who are dominated by Uzumaki Naruto at the same time, feel amazed and happy for Naruto at the same time. I am also proud of being able to be Naruto's contemporaries. Hey, old man, I will be able to brag to future generations in the future. Your Lousy and I were the youngest and most powerful Hokage in the history of Konoha village at the same time. The older generation of ninjas feel that this is a bit inappropriate. After all, Uzumaki Naruto is too young. However, Tsunade patted his chest and assured others that with his own help, Uzumaki Naruto would be fine. Tsunade does not do Hokage, Jiraiya does not do Hokage. Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura were at a loss for a while. They must have made it impossible for Uzumaki Naruto to become Hokage. Thus, they set their sights on Nara Shirju. It's a pity that the witty Nara Luju doesn't want to take this muddy water. Since Tsunade was able to obtain information about Shimura Danzo from Orochimaru, there must be tricks in it. It is highly probable that Tsunade and Uzumaki Naruto partnered to kill Orochimaru on the spot. Tsunade's recommendation of Naruto is very obvious, plus Danzo is dead. Jiraiya must belong to the Tsunade faction. Luju is not stupid. In order to protect his safety, he decisively shot Udatane Kaharu and Mito. Reluctantly, the two set their sights on Hitaki Kakashi again. Hitaki Kakashi is also unwilling. Then Sarutobi Asuma. At the Daming Mansion meeting, Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura have thought about it for a long time, and if we go further, we will really reach the generation of Uzumaki Naruto. Sarutobi Asuma? Oh. This name, could it be that he is? Daimyo asked sharply. It is the biological son of 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. Udatane Kaharu said. I object. Suddenly, Tsunade objected. You have already downgraded Hokage's generation to Kakashi's generation. To be honest, Kakashi's generation is not too different from Naruto's generation. Tsunade is a little messy. At least Kakashi's generation has experienced the 3rd Ninja War. Although it is only the end stage, this generation is indeed much more mature than Naruto's generation. Unfortunately, Uzumaki Naruto is different from his contemporaries. Even Orochimaru and Shimura Danzo are played by him, not to mention Kakashi. In terms of IQ, they are simply free. Tsunade. Since you don't want to return to 5th Hokage's position, don't meddle with you. Udatane Kaharu said angrily, it's not because of you, Danzo. However, as soon as these words came out, Tsunade's eyes suddenly darkened. What did you say? Now, are you still on Danzo's side? What he did, the whole Konoha village is obvious to all. If it weren't for Uzumaki Naruto's extraordinary strength, if I had really fought with Danzo that time, I don't know what Konoha village would have experienced. You. Utatane Kaharu was stunned and speechless. It has to be said that Shimura Danzo's behavior has indeed brought a great negative impact on their senior executives. Their prestige in the village is obviously not as good as before. Okay, stop arguing. Tsunade is unwilling to return to Hokage's position. Jiraiya's character is not suitable for Hokage to run outside every day. Nara Shikuhisa, Hitaki Kakashi. Ah. No way, it seems that only Sarutobi Asuma. The speech of the Fire Country daimyo immediately shocked Tsunade. He just pushed Asuma into the fire pit. Tsunade is well aware that as long as the Fire Country daimyo is finalized, Asuma will inherit the 6th Hokage. She can guarantee that within 3 days, Asuma will definitely die suddenly. Not only Asuma, but the current 6th Hokage is a hot potato. As long as it is not Uzumaki Naruto, whoever takes over will die. I object. Don't you know? Uzumaki Naruto has learned 3rd Hokage's original Shuriken Shadow Clone technique since he was a child. This ninjutsu is originally the ninjutsu that the 3rd generation intends to pass on to the next Hokage. In the eyes of 3rd generation, Uzumaki Naruto is the candidate to take over Hokage. Tsunade's words stunned everyone present. This kind of inheritance problem of Konoha village Hokage has been heard by the Fire Country daimyo team. Moreover, not many people seem to have learned the Shuriken Shadow Clone technique. Of course, it also depends on whether Sarutobi Hiruzen is willing to guide. And he is the son of 4th Hokage, the most important 9 Tails Jinchuriki of Konoha village. I think that as long as I have my assistants, there will be no problems. Tsunade reassures. Her words also moved the Fire Nation daimyo team. It would be nice if Tsunade would like to assist Naruto. Then it's settled, the new 6th Hokage candidate for Konoha village is Uzumaki Naruto. Bai Ming's world. Uzumaki Bai Ming stared blankly in astonishment. Haiming really succeeded. He actually became the 6th Hokage of Konoha village when he was 14 or 15 years old. Calculated in this way, Haiming became Hokage more than 10 years earlier than himself. He didn't regard Hokage as an ideal. Just become Hokage to take control of Konoha village. The so-called is not to become a Hokage to be recognized by others, only to be recognized by others to become a Hokage. Uzumaki Baiming suddenly felt that these words sounded so harsh now. Obviously, many people are opposed to Uzumaki becoming Hokage, are just for self-protection, so they dare not get involved too much. Either Nara Shikaku or Hitaki Kakashi. They are both right and left in this incident. Hey, I said. Kurama, Shikamaru's father and Kakashi-sensei, why did they do this? With Haimaru's age, do they really think it's okay? Bai Ming asked in a disappointed tone. At the very least, Kakashi-sensei in Black Naruto's world is uncomfortable with his stance on this matter. It's like being a coward who is greedy for life and afraid of death. Cut. Nine Tails grinned arrogantly. I told you earlier that Haiming doesn't care whether these people approve of him or not. He just relies on his own feelings. If you make him happy, he will let you get nourished. If you hinder him, you will only die. Do you think they have a choice in this situation? No one is an idiot. Haiming dared to force Shimura Danzo to blow himself up in front of Konoha's senior management and all the ninjas in Konoha village. Can you imagine? The Luju and Kakashi electricity you mentioned can see the problem. Haiming is so powerful that he can no longer be bound by the so-called rules, and now, he is the rules themselves. Why do they still have to earn these useless things with Haiming? Just follow along and start. What they want is not to recognize anyone. It's just about who can give them a more stable life. Obviously, Haiming's strength is enough to make them feel at ease. That's enough. It turned out to be like this. Uzumaki Baiming nodded half understood. Once again combined with his own life. He had a sense of enlightenment. If I fail to defeat Gaara, if I fail to bring back Tsunade. No way to beat Pen, or Otsutsuki Kaguya. No one cares who Uzumaki Naruto is. All they want is heroes. Back to Konoha village, Tsunade told Uzumaki Naruto the good news. And told Naruto exactly what happened at the meeting. Uzumaki Naruto didn't say much. 6th Hokage's inauguration ceremony was prepared quite quickly. And it was notified to the entire ninja world. This makes the ninja world shocked and puzzled. Konoha village changed 3 Hokages during the 2-year gap. What are they doing? Onoki. Oh. 15-year-old Hokage. Uzumaki Naruto. Uzumaki Naruto. Tisk tisk. I don't know if it's a hero born a boy. Our Konoha village is lonely. I think we should send some spies to investigate. 4th Raikage. Uzumaki Naruto? The Uzumaki family? 15-year-old Hokage? Ha ha ha. I think Konoha village should really be removed from the 5 major ninja villages since the 3rd generation project sacrificed in Konoha village. Come on, hurry up Konoha village to find out the truth. Terumi Mei. 15-year-old Hokage. I think Konoha village has undergone great changes these days. Ching. Master 5th Mizukage, do we want? Terumi Mei. Let's hold back for now. We, Kirigakure, have been persecuted by Akatsuki in the past few years. We need to recuperate and try our best not to have too much friction with the outside world. The border of the Kingdom of Wind. Gaara looked at the intelligence letter in her hand and couldn't help shaking her hands. Uzumaki Naruto. When these 4 words were mentioned, a panic flashed in Gaara's heart. He can't forget the fear this man brought him. 2 years ago, even Shukaku was no match for him. After more than 2 years, this guy has become the youngest Hokage in Konoha village. Master Gaara. As if sensing Gaara's strangeness, Sand Shinobi next to him reminded me a little. Oh. It's okay. Then, Master Gaara, it's time for you to return to Sanagakure. The cage of Sanagakure can't always be empty. In the dark cave, several looming figures form a circle. Pain. According to reliable information, Konoha village's 9 tails Jinchuriki Uzumaki Naruto is now the youngest Hokage in Konoha village. Hoshigaki Kisame. It's a lie, how old is he? Pain. Looks like 14 or 15 years old. Dried persimmon ghost shark. Dazen. Dried persimmon ghost shark. Deidara. Huh? 15-year-old Hokage? Isn't Konoha village known as the #1 ninja village in the 5 major countries? You actually let a kid be Hokage? Scorpion of Red Sand. Hehe, the 15-year-old Hokage is actually normal. When I was 15, my strength level was no less than cage level. Deidara. Brother Scorpion, I'm not convinced if you say that. If I don't join the organization, I will be Tsuchikage now. Hidan. Oh, this is not the end. Our organization makes money every day. 2 days ago, the leader said that we can enter the next step of the plan after a while, but the plan to capture the tailed beast has not yet been drawn up. One of them has become Hokage. Kakuzu. Shut up and make money, isn't it good? And being Hokage is great. Who among us is not someone who has cage level power? Deidara. Senior Kakuzu is right. Even Orochimaru's stinky snake can kill 3rd Hokage. The Hokage of Konoha village is nothing special. Uchiha Itachi. The meeting organized by Akatsuki broke up unhappy. Pain didn't say much, just sent them this notice. End of the meeting. Conan looked at Pain, with no expression on his cold face. Pen. Do you think such things will affect our plan? Huh. Pain snorted indifferently. Conan, Pain is invincible. It's still dim cave. This time, a man wearing a hoop mask was sitting on a rock. A red glow flashed through his empty right eye. Uzumaki Naruto. Did the son of the 4th Hokage inherit the Hokage? Obito murmurs to himself. At this time, a strange creature like aloe emerged from the ground. Said in a deep voice. Obito, I've helped you with the information about Shimura Danzo, and he really didn't die. Obito sneered. That kind of old thief, how could he die so easily? Recently, Obito heard that a guy wearing a mask and calling himself Uchiha Madara went to Konoha village to trouble Tsunade under the guise of revenge against Senju Hashirama. This makes Obito startled and suspicious, not sure who is behind the scenes. But obviously, that person should not be the real Uchiha Madara. How could someone as arrogant as Uchiha Madara meet Shimura Danzo? And take such poor quality photos? After speaking, the scholar shredded the photo in his hand in disdain. But he is still worried. What if someone casts reanimation jutsu? Since the masked man met Shimura Danzo, I think he will go to Danzo again. Send a few more white Zetsu to help me keep an eye on Danzo. Once you find the whereabouts of the masked man, Report to me immediately. Obito thinks about it, but is still worried. He intends to confirm for himself who the guy under the banner of Uchiha Madara is. Good guy. Hyumin had just become 6th Hokage, and the originally lifeless ninja world immediately set off a storm. Iwagakure and Cloud Shinobi Village wanted to take this opportunity to investigate the reality of Konoha Village. At the meeting organized by Akatsuki, Pain seemed to be planning to take action. What's more exciting is that Uchiha Obito, the boss behind the Akatsuki organization, seems to be ready to do something. Tsunade. Obito looks like he's going to find Mama Ming. Terumi Mei. It's over. Didn't this fall into Hemming's trap?